We're live, boys.
Yo, welcome everybody.
Welcome
To the show,
welcome.
or as I call it, the circus, right?
yeah. At
So we
LVCopsTV, where we
I
wing everything.
know, I know, we got a little bit of stuff to kind of catch up on. Delphi, and nothing on Enrique Iglesias, nothing Iglesias.
Enrique Iglesias.
Enrique Iglesias, yeah.
Oh, my cat
geez.
decided to join us again.
Hello, kitty.
What's up?
Well, we're doing something different today, guys.
Okay.
Who do we got? We got about 50 people here already. That's great. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We're early.
I
That
know.
means what happened, Brian?
My schedule changed. I am off now Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sweet.
All right. More LVCopsTV to come.
Yep.
So, we weren't able to do what we were planning to do today. So, spur of the moment, we decided to pivot and we're going to do something different. We have never had a guest on the channel. The guys have been guests on other channels.
Yeah.
But we haven't. So we figured who better to be our first guests than the ride-alongs.
Yep.
Right?
Ride-along, road dogs, all those people.
I just put a link in the members, on the community tab for the members. We want to give members first shot. So I see we've already got somebody waiting.
Whoa.
So if you don't, there's no link currently in the chat. Pop over to the members on YouTube, the community tab on our Facebook page, YouTube. And there's a link there to StreamYard. You may have to download the app. It should be really quick.
If Brian can do it, you can do it.
I will see you pop up
in
the management area. And I will bring you on. But we got a couple rules. Keep it clean and keep it respectful. Okay? And I actually want to see the camera on because I've heard of some shady stuff going on where people kind of do some things that I won't even mention.
Inappropriate
so
stuff.
Respectful, clean, camera on, and we'll bring you up. You can ask questions or talk to the guys for a little bit, and we'll go through and add more people. As soon as we get some members through, I will put the link in the general chat, and you guys can pop on from there. So, do you guys have anything else to say before we start bringing some people in?
You good, B?
Yeah. It's a little windy down here. My internet's glitching a little bit, but should be all right.
Okay.
If I disappear, that's what happened. My internet cut out because it's blowing down here.
All right.
So we had a bunch of people just pop on. I want to repeat. Members, there's a link in the community tab to join us on StreamYard. Keep your camera on. I will see you down there. I'll pop you on screen. You can ask questions for the guys. And then a little bit later, I'll put the link in the regular chat. We want you guys to be our first guest. We want to put you on screen, meet the guys, and it helps us to meet you guys too, because we're familiar with comments from a lot of people. So it'd be good to put a face to the name. So we've got Auntie. I don't know if it's the whole
Auntie Bev? Auntie Bev's on?
Auntie Shell, if you're ready for me to pop you on, give me a little wave. You're a little bit off camera, so okay, she's good. So our first guest ever for LVCopsTV, Auntie Shell.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, how are you?
What's up, Auntie Shell? Shelly?
I'm good.
Shell?
Sorry, I'm in the basement. We just moved. We're trying to get things organized.
I'm usually in the doghouse, so we're okay.
So what's your opinion of the new trial that's coming up for Karen Reed? I just don't understand how they could even possibly try her again.
If you notice in those letters, they're targeting everybody. They're targeting even her mom and dad, right?
Yeah.
So they're trying to expose any grain of sand that looks like she did something wrong, right? I'm with you. I don't understand how this is going into the second phase of a trial, especially with knowing all the letters that have been going back with Morrissey and stuff like that. I think the FBI hopefully will come in and say, you know what, you guys are wasting taxpayer money. Your investigation was shot. Everything's corrupt. Out the door it goes. Karen Reed, go home. That's what I'd like to see, but I don't know. I mean, they're just trying to shotgun blast everything. They're not going to call any of the past troopers because they were a shit show to begin with. You know,
Absolutely.
you'd be almost an absolute idiot to say, "Hey, Proctor, get back on the stand." It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I was thinking if they did not call him back to the stand, is AJ and Yannetti going to call him? Because if I were them, I would honestly call him.
Well, it sounds like to me when I was watching the last court that they had, they're trying to work together as best they can, so nobody gets surprised with any new evidence or a new witness. So I don't know if the other side will allow Proctor to come up, even though we'd love to have him come up because he was just a shit show from the get-go, right?
Right.
So I think they're going to depend a lot on their experts. That's what I'm thinking. They're putting all their money on there, especially, they're saying that there's 3 computer chip boards that weren't really dug into, see what they can find, but it is what it is. The evidence speaks for itself. It really does. You really can't change too much of it.
Yeah.
And it kind of flabbergasted me that the ARCA guys, they thought they were with an insurance company. That kind of flabbergasted me.
Yeah, that's what they thought. Listen, it's a dog and pony show over there. It really is. I mean, certain phrases will stick in somebody's mind, and then they won't contribute to the actual facts and the events what's going on, right?
Right.
So I think Jackson really has to do a really good job in clarifying certain things. Now, it also depends if Auntie Beb allows him to ask those questions. Everything's been sustained, right? So
right.
interesting.
Fingers crossed.
Well, listen, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something that is, I hope it doesn't catch people the wrong way. I want to see justice for Karen Reed. I'm concerned for her. But what I'm really concerned about is the police officers that are there. What's that investigated this case? What's going to happen to those guys? I don't want them back on the street. I wouldn't want them back on the street. Right?
100%.
So I'm really curious to know what's going to happen with the Proctors, the Pauls, the Bukanekis of the world.
Buchanan. Buchanan.
Yeah, so that's what I really would. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen with those guys.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because here in Metro, when you make the department look bad here at Metro, man, you will get fired. You will get fired, and it's up to you to get your job back.
Yep.
Right.
They should all be fired. Yeah.
Yep.
It was a piss poor investigation. They should all be fired. I would love if they brought them all back on the stand because they're just going to make fools of themselves again.
Yep.
And evidence doesn't change. It doesn't matter how much time goes by. It doesn't matter the price of the lawyer. Evidence is evidence. You can't change it. It is what it is. And everything they've already said now is their testimony. So it's going to be interesting to see which way they go. If we even make it that far. I'm still thinking it's kind of a scare tactic. I don't know what's going on with Karen Reed's parents and their phones and this missing evidence from her car. Why did they get it from the first time?
Right.
Well,
there's all this evidence, and now they have this. It's a open and shut case with the evidence we found in her car. Now it's like, why didn't you find that the first time? It just seems to me it just leads to more. Oh, they can find stuff or plant stuff down the road. Look, you get everything you need the first time. Do it right the first time, and that way you don't have to go through all this mess.
Yep, I agree.
Do it right the first time.
Steve, you got something?
Yeah, we've got a couple hundred people here, but I don't see any more members popping in, so I'm going to go ahead and put the link to join us in the in the main chat here.
Hey, Auntie, where do you live exactly?
Well, I'm originally from Kansas, but I live
Okay.
in we just moved to Deloge, Missouri.
Okay. How did you get wrapped up in the Karen Reed case?
I was just, going through YouTube looking for something to watch, and I came across Melanie Little, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
This makes absolutely no sense.
Well, listen, you guys got hit with a trifecta over there with Sandra, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Trooper Enrique. That was
Right,
that's crazy that's been going on down there. No new information's coming out on Trooper Enrique whatsoever,
right.
right? They're still doing some digging on the Sandra case. There's been some couple more people that have gotten in trouble, at least police officers, but
Good.
nothing that's noteworthy.
Right.
I want to see prison times. I want to see more than just a slap in the hand.
Right. Absolutely. There was another young man, Justin Root, whose his case was they kind of all wrap up together because it's the same officers.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's
I read into that one, and Shelley, I read into that one, and the only reason we didn't really do that case yet is, and I don't know if we're going to. It's problematic in a couple ways. So
Mm-hmm.
the first call from the police was from a woman's hospital, right? He was outside the woman's hospital with a gun,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay, so that's never good, right? You're
Right.
outside a woman's hospital, a man with a gun. That never looks
Mm-hmm.
good. The cops show up. This is, and now mind you, this is what I've read. Okay.
Right.
There's really no body cam. The only body cam that I could find was after the fact. He was already shot and he was already on the ground. So there's no good body cam footage. But from what I read, again, he's out front of the woman's hospital with a gun. Cop sees him. He gets into a fight with the police officer, hurts the cop. Then he gets into a car and he leads him on a high speed pursuit all over the city. Then he crashes. He pulls out the gun, what they think is a gun. He drops it. They shoot him. So it's hard for me to really. It's hard to say if there's something wrong with that as far as what the police did without any body cam footage and without reading exactly what they did on their report. But as we know, what they say on their report is what they say, right?
Right.
yep, yep.
So whatever they say they did, that's what I get. That's what I get to read. Um, and it just doesn't really look all that good for Justin. Sometimes things are just what they are, and sometimes consequences come. Right, like I say, the bill always comes due, and when you do something that's kind of stupid, if you f around and find out, and
Every time.
I'm not saying that they overshot. I'm not saying that they didn't do something wrong. All I'm saying is for me and Gonzo to really get into the nitty gritty of if the cops did something really good or they did something really bad, we need to know more information about Justin. And the only thing I have is that he started out and did 3 separate events and 3 separate incidents that weren't good, right? Shows up to a
Right.
hospital with a gun. He gets into the fight with a cop, hurts the cop, and then he gets into a long pursuit and hurts people and wrecks in the pursuit.
Mm-hmm.
Then he tries to run and they shoot him and he's pulling a gun. I mean, in reality, all those things that will get you shot, right, G?
Yep.
Yeah, the thing is when that's snowballing like that, as a police officer, you're taught to control your emotions, but it's really difficult to control adrenaline. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you're chasing after this guy. You just found out that he's beat up one of your buddies. So I can totally relate with these cops being aggressive in a fashion of how it ended up. He got shot more than what 15, 25, 30 times or something like that.
Right.
Got 30 times. 30
I could see
times.
that happening, but as an officer, you have to be able to control your emotions, right? You have to be able to assess what's going on. And if you're a new cop, you have this tunnel vision and you don't see anything else besides what's in front of you and the threat. So yeah, I'm kind of with Brian. Without us actually reviewing everything, it's hard for us to make a determination what was right and what was wrong.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we get a lot of those, a lot of videos that I see, and people are like, hey, I think the cops did wrong here. And then when I watch it, I'm like, actually, the cops did pretty good. It's you got to remember, the citizens have to be accountable for their actions, and sometimes those actions are not what we like to see, but it just is what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes,
Unfortunately.
and I hate to say this, but sometimes people are just going to die. I mean, somebody dies every 3 seconds on this earth. Sometimes people die. It is what it is. We can't always blame the cops. Sometimes you have to actually look at the person and say you have to be accountable for your own actions. And if you mess around too much, like I always tell people, if you pull a gun out on a cop, why are you surprised if you get shot? If you pull a knife out on a cop or attack him, why are you surprised you got shot? I mean, you shouldn't be surprised.
Well, it's like we always say: the suspect's actions
dictate our actions.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
if Justin would have just put the gun down in the beginning of the call, there would have been no problem. Had he not fought the cop, again, there would have been no problem. Had he gotten to a pursuit and pulled over and got out of the car with his hands up and said, you know what, this is going in a place I don't like, I give up, wouldn't have been a problem. But he didn't do any of those things. He literally tried to escape 3 different times, and he kept hurting people. And when we hear that somebody has a gun, even though it might be fake, we have to take every gun as a real gun, because I've seen fake guns that look exactly like a real gun. And cops can't take that risk, because you say, oh, that's just a paintball gun, and then you don't shoot, and next thing you know, your buddy takes a round right between the eyes, and now he's dead, and now you're like, uh-oh, that was a real gun. Because we've had people out here in Vegas put sawed-off shotguns in the big super soakers.
Oh goodness. Yeah, that's
Just
not
to
a good idea.
Yeah, well, again, see, now these are bad guys trying to outthink the cops. So now they come at us and they have just a super soaker, and they think, oh, the cops aren't going to shoot me because they see it's a water gun, and we don't shoot them. And what did he do? He shot the cop with a shotgun.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got to remember, bad guys are always thinking of ways to get around this stuff too. So as sad as that case is, I don't think there's much for us to go on.
Steve?
Yeah, Auntie Shell, thank you. That was some great
Thank
topics.
Thank you guys.
We've got quite a few people. So, Auntie Shell, I'm going to remove you, so you may not see this stream anymore. You might have to go back to YouTube to catch the rest of it.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
Come on
Thank
back, Ellie.
you. Have a
Nice
great
meeting
one.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I want to remind people, when you come on, hold your phone this way instead of this way. It looks a lot better on screen. We've got a few people, but I noticed I'm going to pop someone on here who you guys haven't met yet, that some of our subscribers may know. He was supposed to come naked, so I don't know what happened.
Who are you?
But if he's a good dude, we'll leave him on with some of our members that we have. So let's just bring the glare on.
Whoa!
Hey, nice to meet you.
Well,
hold on. Let me.
look at you! Look at you, dog! Let's go!
You got Raiders gear on? Is that Raiders gear? Mr. Glare, how are you?
It's Elvis.
Elvis,
how
are you, sir?
I like it. Dude, let me tell you, I caught some of your channel yesterday, your live yesterday. You're passionate, brother. You're passionate. I dig it.
That's one way to say it. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
No, yeah, I definitely I don't know if saying that I take this case personally is the right way to say it, because I don't know anybody involved in it at all. But you could say that it's kind of become personal.
Yeah.
Because for me, it was just the principle of, this is like right in everyone's face and nobody's talking about it. The news is just like ignoring key factors here that should raise questions. And that's really disturbing. And so that became something where I'm all right, well, I'm going to just get louder and louder about it. And then I got to know a lot of the people, a lot of the locals there, and they've embraced me. And so, yeah, now it's become personal for me. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, you could definitely say I'm passionate for sure.
You know how it got personal for me and Brian is when we watched the video of Proctor and how horrible of a cop he is. That's where Brian and I got personal, because we're ex law enforcement, and we're looking at that and we're like, how is this even possible? how is
Right.
this even going forward? And then we started watching more, and we thought we gotta do something to speak out against these cops that think that they're fucking king shit and they're not.
And I
You know what I'm
love you
saying?
guys for that. I love you guys for that because I have a deep admiration for law enforcement officers who are honest and who take the job seriously, who joined for the right reasons. Me, myself, as I was younger, I went down a different path. But I grew up, and but I went down a different path and no sense in having regrets. So now, I just speak how I feel today and seeing things like this. And one of the things that always gets me, and this is why I like you guys so much, is because ever since I started covering this case and seeing how these police reports are written, because this isn't my first case, you know what I mean? Like, I've been a YouTuber for 5 years. I've covered plenty of true crime cases, but I've never seen police reports written so lazily. I've never seen statements so shady and contradicting, and all of it just entered into evidence like it's all good, which is weird, and so I'm like, but one thought that I couldn't get past was this must piss any honest cop off who is watching this, who's looking at this, any honest cop. And I went immediately to Duty Ron, and I was like, you got to look at this case. He didn't, but later on he did, but he was the first guy I thought of, and I was just like, you got to see this. This is crazy, because he's a retired 25 years New York City homicide detective, as I understand it. So I and plus I just wanted, because another thing is, with all of that lack of information and the counter information coming, in such droves, it makes you question yourself, and especially if you're somebody like me, a layman who doesn't have any law enforcement experience, who doesn't have any experience or law training as far as being an attorney goes or anything of that nature. I have no training in these departments whatsoever, but I know I pride myself on having common sense. I'm not blind, and I know right from wrong, and so I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like, this is crazy. And not only is it totally insane, it's even more insane because they're not even trying to hide it. They're rubbing it in your face.
Yeah. It almost, you took the words right out of my mouth. Common sense and knowing right from wrong.
Right.
That's easy, right? But it almost so. Gives, right. It gives me the feeling that this is the normal for this department to be this crappy, you know?
Yeah.
And not just that department, but Canton Police Department as well. So you've got the Massachusetts State Police, you've got the Canton Police Department, and then you've got the Norfolk County DA's office, which is the nucleus of it all.
Yeah.
In my opinion, and what seems to be the FBI's opinion as well. And and then you have the Jesus, I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry. I have brain farts all the time. But yeah, you have these two departments, and then you have the Norfolk County DA's office, and the person who seems to center around all of these things is Chris Albert. Yeah. And Chris Albert, the only person that he seems to have anybody that he might answer to would be his brother Brian. Mm-hmm. But it seems like Michael Morrissey, or at least people, his subordinates, seem to answer directly to Chris Albert, and everyone's just ignoring
circle,
this.
My man. Circle,
and everyone seems to be ignoring it, and we're crazy and calling it, and it's being dismissed as a conspiracy theory. It's really not that crazy. Yeah. I mean, you guys are Las Vegas cops. There's a reason why people get charged with conspiracy all the time, because it's a common thing. It happens.
Yep, exactly. It makes the world go round, It creates conversation, right?
Right.
That's what it does. But let me go back a little bit. When Brian and I were on a call, and it was a good call, right? And I'm doing the paperwork, I'm doing a report. There was those checks and balances. I would give it to Brian. So Brian, check it out, make sure it flows right? Mm-hmm. He'd give it back to me. He'd say, yeah, it looks good. Or if he doesn't look good, he'd tell me how to make it correctly. Then after I would get it, I would hand it to my sergeant. My sergeant would read it. And if it didn't flow through him, he'd kick it back to me, and I would have to make corrections. If they were to do that, we wouldn't be sitting here today covering
Right.
Karen Reed.
Can I
Right?
ask
Do it
you
right the
guys,
first time.
as cops, what is your ultimate purpose for documenting a crime scene, evidence? What is the purpose for you specifically as a police officer to document these things and to take statements, witness statements? What's the point? For what?
Yeah, it's actually really simple. To render aid, right? Make the
Okay.
scene safe, gather intelligence, make an arrest. I mean,
And
really,
then-
that's what it really comes down. I mean, that's the bare bones basic, right? We protect and serve. But at a scene like this, it's to render aid, make the scene safe, protect all the evidence, and then slowly you're looking for your arrest. You're gathering your intel, you're gathering your reasonable suspicion, right? Which can slowly build into probable cause. And probable cause, like you were saying earlier, Elvis, you're a smart guy. There's millions of people in this country, most of this country, they're smart people, right? They know when they see something that ain't right. So in our definition of probable cause, right? Probable cause exists when the facts and circumstances known to the office would warrant a prudent man, a normal man, right? Now, it doesn't say a genius. It doesn't say will warrant
Right.
Elon Musk, right? No, it doesn't
Or
say
a police
genius. It says
officer.
a prudent man. You are a prudent man. So if you see it and you say, that doesn't seem right, it's probably not right.
Right.
So, but
And
those are really the basic 4 things on a big scene like that we need to do.
What you want to do is paint a layman's picture on your reports on what happened. Your report needs to stand alone, right? So if you look at it as a prudent man, you understand exactly what happened,
Yep.
where the body was, where the pieces were found, who you talked to, and if you didn't, why, right? But you look at that report and you know exactly what happened.
Yep.
Now,
When
you guys,
when you
you
read
guys
my
were answering
report,
my question, but at the same time, there's one ultimate answer that I was looking for, which is for what? To get a conviction, right?
Right.
yeah, make an arrest. Yep, make an arrest, get a conviction.
So that a prosecutor has a clear, clean line of evidence to present to a jury and get a conviction, right?
Correct. Yep.
So why didn't that happen here at all?
There was,
you know what I mean?
There was too many openings, too many what ifs.
Right.
You know, the report wasn't.
There was no report.
You're right.
There was no report done on that initial contact. That Sarah from Mulaney did a piss poor job. Come on, they didn't write that. You're talking a dead body, a cop dead body report, Lucy. For he's got not even a paragraph, right? Our dead body report would be 4, 5, 6 pages. That's how detailed it would be. Every little thing you got to put in there.
And is an accident report filled out solely for insurance purposes?
Well, it depends if there was bodily injury, right? If it was just a car on car, insurance purposes, right?
Yep.
But when there's an auto pedestrian.
Hey guys, sorry. And this is awesome. I'm sure everyone's loving this, but we promised to bring a bunch of members on, and viewers.
Well, because I could do this all day. I could do this all day.
Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We had a couple drop in, and I apologize.
Yeah, I was saying, if you don't feel bad for kicking me off, because I'll do this all day with you guys.
You can stick with us, but let me. We did have a couple people drop because I don't know. I'm not ignoring you guys. This is just really good stuff. But I'm pretty sure we're going to talk to the Glare some more in the future. But let's keep you here. If you can stay, please stay with us. My cat keeps getting in the way. But I'm going to bring on Ellie. And you ready, Ellie?
Bring it on.
Wave at me if you're ready, and I'll throw you on screen. And all right, here we go.
Hey guys.
Hey.
There she is.
Hi,
Ellie. What's up?
What's up? I just want to say this is the best show.
Let's go.
I am here for this. I love you guys. Cool. You're the best.
Thank you.
My husband's like more than me. He's over there.
Hey.
How you doing, sir?
Ellie, these guys are such a breath of fresh air. Like, as soon as I saw their first video on this case, I was like, this is what we need. We need law enforcement experienced guys who are just not screwing around here. They know exactly what is right from wrong here, and they're pointing it out and keeping it real simple for everybody.
And I love it. I watch them every chance I get. I watch you, the Glare, all the time. You guys are the best. You keep it real. We gotta keep all this other drama that's been going on out of it.
Agreed.
You know,
I can't deal with it.
what you see with Brian and me, or Brian and myself, is how we were on the streets.
Awesome.
We haven't changed one bit of how we talk to people, how we treat people, because that's not who we are. You know, we're what you see.
Yep.
Right.
And that's how it should be. That's exactly how it should
like
be.
it or not.
Yeah.
You get what you get. Yep.
Well, we
Get
love
what you
it.
get.
We
Thank
love
you.
it. I love you guys. Keep it real. Keep fighting
Thank
for
you.
the cause. And
Yeah.
People got to go down.
they got to get
That's
they
what
got
I'm
to get
saying.
these they got to get these dirt bags out of here.
Yeah.
And I'm from Boston. I grew up there. I actually went to school with Berkey.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. Yeah, hung out with him in high school. And
was he always as lucky? Like, does he just randomly find stuff? Like when he was in high school, was he just that useful of a guy where he just randomly found stuff that
I can't even believe he became a cop. Because I have pictures of him that could probably
Getting fired.
Yeah.
I think we all have those pictures though.
Yeah, I know. And I would never do that. I mean, he was a good guy. I can't believe he would do something like that. But people do weird things. And if he is dirty, he needs to go down with the rest of them. And I just can't believe everything that's gone on. I just watch it and I'm just mind blown.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this. Brian and I were both field training officers back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're going through that process, you know who's going to be a good cop, you know who's going to be an average cop, and you know what kind of cop somebody's going to be, right?
Yep.
And Brian and I really made it hard for those guys to really understand what this job requires of you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doing it for the wrong reasons. This is not a job for you, because it will tear you up and spit you out, right? So if you're going through the process and you're under a good envelope of police officers, you become a good cop, right? But if you're with a cop that's taking shortcuts, it's going to be amplified by you, right? Because you're going to find more shortcuts, and then your job gets shitty.
Yep.
Yeah, and you're going to want to fit in, I would imagine too, because being a cop isn't just. I mean, I don't know, but I hear this all the time that it's not just a job; it becomes who you are.
Right.
So these are the people that, and especially if you're a dedicated cop and you spend the majority of your day and most of your night, even sometimes, depending on what you do, then again, it's gonna become who you are, and so you're gonna adapt to those around you. It's gonna be actually astonishing and amazing if you manage to stay uninfluenced by your environment.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Not that it's an excuse to lack integrity, but I could see it happening very easily. You know what I mean?
Sucked in.
Right.
But how can that many people keep their mouth shut?
Well, it's a small group of people that you're dealing with, right? They're in that club. Brian and I, we were on a 8-man, maybe 9-man squad once in a while, right? If we had everybody there. Brian was our leader as far as the police officer that was in charge of us. Not necessarily in charge, but he was like our overseer.
Brian was a leader?
Well, he ran our squad. When our boss was gone, he'd be the acting sergeant, right?
Right. I'm kidding,
So
Brian.
that same mentality as the overseeing and making sure everything's done right. That's how you keep your squad's integrity in peace in place, right?
Right.
If you don't have that, you're not going to get that.
Yeah, and I didn't let nothing get past me.
Yeah.
Because guess what? If it goes past me and I miss it, now I look bad.
Right.
So no, it goes back to them. Fix your shit, fix your mistakes, then bring it back, bring it up proper.
Yep.
I just can't believe what's going on. It's really, it's
black and white, though.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
Just with everything, the Birchmore thing, just right down the line. It's, I just hope they all go down, and I'm going to be there. I'm at the standouts. I'm at the courthouse. I'm doing what I can. And it breaks my heart. It's just shouldn't be that way.
Yeah, I agree.
But this is real world. And sometimes there's evil in the real world. So,
but how can you kill somebody and not say something?
Because they're evil. That's what they think, they can get away with it. And that's why they did it. This is not their first rodeo.
No,
exactly.
I know. I know.
I'm not saying, that they do this a lot, but this is not the first time that something like this has happened. Not the first critical incident. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you and I, Ellie, we can't imagine it. We can't imagine it because we can't relate. But these guys, they've seen it with their own eyes. It's their job to take it down. There's their job to understand it. But for you and I, it's easy for you, like you just said, like how could somebody just kill somebody? And you know, and the reason why you're baffled by that is the same reason I'm baffled by it, and they would be baffled by it too if they weren't charged with the responsibility at one point to study and catch these guys.
Right.
You know, I mean, we can't relate.
I've always said you can't look for logic in an illogical act because you'll never find it. And there's why do people do things? They do. I had a lady once here. She went over to Walmart, bought a bat at 3 o'clock in the morning, came back in and beat her 2 sons and unalived them both.
Oh my God.
And then she jumped in front of a bus to try to unalive herself. Why do you do that? You don't. You don't. Sometimes people are just people. Remember, it's evil in the world. People just snap, and it happens all the time.
Yep. Hold on a sec.
And that's why you can't always look for a reason.
No, I know. It's just awful.
It's frustrating because we're normal.
Yeah, because we're normal.
Steve, what do you got, Steve?
No, that's great, Ellie. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you guys. I love you guys.
You were awesome. The ride-alongs are the best, huh?
Let's do this more. I love this testosterone. It's great.
All right.
I love it. You made my day. Have a good day, guys, and keep it real.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna remove you. Please go back over to YouTube to watch the rest.
Will do. Thank you. Peace out.
Bye.
Okay.
She was cool. She was cool.
She was.
So we've got Mel Mom, and it looks like she's she's busy washing the dishes right now.
Okay.
Please unmute yourself and say hello to everyone.
What's up?
Hey
guys. Yeah, doing dishes. I got
Hi, Mel Mom.
I'm always busy.
Wow.
I just want to say I love watching your guys' stuff. I have a daughter who wants to be a detective. And so like watching your giving away your donuts and seeing what's good, what's bad, and all of that. Like I like watching your take on the Karen Reed stuff, the Enrique stuff, and all of that.
Nice.
Is she a police officer now?
She's 12.
Okay.
Okay.
So sort of.
Hey, how are
detective.
you?
Right.
The detective.
That's her end goal is detective, but it makes me nervous watching what happened with Sandra Birchmore. Allowing her to be in that environment. But
you have to be open and honest with her, and she has to be open and honest with you, and you have to have full lines of communication. What did you do all day? You have to know where she's at all times. And honestly, she should never be left alone with a male officer that's older.
I was gonna sign her up for junior detective this next summer. It makes me nervous, but I know that we're gonna have lots of good conversations. Like, don't be alone with anybody.
Right.
You know, make sure there's 2 or more people for accountability and.
Correct.
Well, let me say this, that Sandra Birchmore case, every police department in the nation probably saw that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that, like, you guys better not fucking be doing that shit in my department, right? That's what their boss is saying to them. So I think it takes an incident like that to really expose certain issues that the department has, any department, right? And unfortunately, the circumstances for Sandra is horrible. That should have never happened. That guy should have had enough courage to take his lumps and deal with it, but he took the coward's way out, right? So listen, being a police officer is a hell of a career. It really is. It's a thankless job. You sign the line that you're going to die. You might die for somebody you don't even know. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So that's a big pill to swallow, and a lot of people can't do it. Right. So if her heart's in it, she'll be a good cop. She'll be a great detective if her heart's in it.
Well, thank you. I agree. She's a good kid. She I asked her why she even wanted to do that, and she said there's a lot of evil in the world, and she wants to make it a little bit better.
There you go.
I'm like, okay.
And that's all you need. That's
all she needs to do. All she needs to do is help one person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It takes me back to a story. I told Brian this story. There was a kid on the beach, and all these shells have washed up on the beach, and he's throwing them back. All these shells, and a guy walks up to him. He goes, "You're not going to help any of these guys. There's a million of them." And he picks up one shell and throws it in the water. He goes, "I just helped that one," and that's all we need to do is just help one person. You know?
Well, that's
Yeah.
really great.
And not to get so deep,
one
but
piece of advice, what would it be?
Piece of advice. What would it be?
I'm sorry. One piece of advice.
One piece of advice. What would it be?
If you had just one thing, what would that be?
To becoming a cop or the whole everything?
Just anything.
You know,
Never give up.
I think the biggest
And
advice.
never lose yourself.
Yeah,
That's what I would say.
I think the biggest advice.
Don't take it too serious.
Yeah. The biggest advice that I could say is be able to talk to people, because that's what you do. You talk to people all day long, and you need to be able to relate with them, empathize with them, and take them to jail.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Doing God's work. That's how I looked at it. I was doing God's work. And if you're doing God's work out on the streets, you're always going to do good.
Yeah, Brian, I have to say that's really refreshing. She became saved at 10, where I go to church every week. My husband's a deacon.
Good.
And things like that.
Good.
Like, so that's kind of what prompted it. She wants to help people.
That's how I looked at it. I'm doing God's work. And then I would also use it. I saved, I don't even know how many people, but as an officer, you're not really allowed to use, you don't really talk about politics or religion. And I didn't, but sometimes when I'm sitting there talking to somebody and they're ready to kill themselves, I would slip in there. I would just say, how's your faith?
Yeah.
And then that would open the door to either I can go full in, or they say I'm an atheist, I don't want to talk about it, and then I just shut up. But if they say it, usually I got, I've been meaning to pray more, and I haven't been reading my Bible. So that opens the doorway for me to slide in there. And then it usually with those, man, I can usually save them and help them. Because sometimes you got to remember, people at their lowest point, sometimes they just want to be heard. They just like their wife's not listening to them, their friends not listening to them. And a lot of men, they don't have people to vent to. Mm-hmm. They just want to be heard. So when you sit there and you give them your undivided attention for 10, 15 minutes talking, sometimes they're like, you know what? I feel so much better, man. Thank you. I don't want to hurt myself. I just wanted somebody to hear me. And I learned that early as a cop. And sometimes I went to people's houses. They would talk to me for 5 minutes. And then I would say, anything else I can do? And they'd say, no, this was great. Thank you. And I didn't even say a word.
Yeah.
That's great.
Hey, Blair, were you going to say something, Blair?
Oh, I was going to say that I can't give any advice to her as far as being a police officer is concerned. But one thing that I've learned following this case and being so passionate about it, it's never too late to find something where you fit into where you are contributing to your environment in a very positive way. Like if she can inspire one person, that one person could end up being inspired to inspire 100.
Yep.
I mean, so just not to sound cliche, but paying it forward is a method that works. It just does. Yes. I know this for a fact. I ever since I started living my life focusing on things to be grateful for instead of focusing on being angry about the things that I don't have, then everything became abundant.
Yeah.
Everything became abundant.
One thing that I'll say this, and I'll get back with Steve, but I'll say this. Brian and I have unarrested or unsighted thousands of people because our main priority is to turn a no person into a maybe or a yes person for their next police encounter, right? Mm-hmm. They might be hard on us, but if we give them a break and show them a little bit of compassion that we're not all assholes, it goes a long way.
I appreciate it. I don't want to take up a whole lot of your time. I just want to say I love all of your stuff. I love watching you guys treat
and that goes with the saying,
other
the Lord will put you where he needs
you. Yeah.
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 So all
Yeah.
of it's real great. I love your takes on all of these big cases, but I love all your little stuff too.
Thank
We
you.
are
Appreciate it.
all exactly where we're supposed to be, who
Yeah.
we're supposed to be, when we're
Yeah.
supposed to be, how we're supposed to be.
There you go.
It is all where it is supposed to be, and take comfort in that. And once you do that and learn to be grateful for it, I
Yeah.
promise you everything else is abundant.
Yeah.
Yep.
I-
I appreciate it. Gloria, I watch your show too. It's good. Good stuff.
The only
Thank
thing
you.
I would
Appreciate
the only thing I would say to what you just said, Claire, I'm 4 inches shorter than what I'm supposed to be.
it. Wow.
I'm-
Okay. But I mean,
I should be 5'9", but I'm only 5'5".
well,
He put
Well,
the order
but-
and it just didn't get filled.
it happens. But but look at what you're doing with that five. What did you say? 5'6"?
Thank you. Yes, I'll take that.
Yeah. Look at what you're doing with it.
Yep,
You know?
exactly. Thank you.
I mean,
Gonzo's small, but he hits really, really hard.
dude, I wouldn't fuck with him. I would not
Appreciate
piss
it,
him
guys.
off.
What do you got, Steve?
Do you have one more thing, Mel Mom?
Nope, I'm good.
You're good.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much for joining us.
Thank you, Mel Mom.
I'm
Nice
gonna
to
let
meet
you
you,
go.
Mom.
This is fun, guys, huh?
Yeah, that was fun. That was good. I like it.
Yeah,
I
that was
think
awesome.
Yeah, this is.
I'm
I
glitching
think
a
people
little bit,
are-
but it's all right.
Oh, we need to
Leaving?
give Brian some money so he can get some good internet over there. I think people are kind of afraid to
I
come
know.
on. Yeah, I see a lot of familiar names,
Why?
and I'm
Don't be
calling
afraid.
them
Don't
out,
be
Don't be afraid.
but they're
Yeah,
like,
we're
just-
no,
this is just-
no. So
Why not? Just come on. Who cares?
I'm gonna.
This
I'm gonna
is-
You
get
don't,
off
and
camera.
you don't have to have your camera on. You could, see, look, watch, stop cam, boom.
Yeah.
So
This is just like a meeting at the Brian Albert's house. That's all
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I did ask them to leave their camera on because I just wanted to make sure nothing fishy was going on with some people sneaking in. But I tell
it's
you
just
what,
like the Albert House, except
you
no murder.
Exactly. Exactly.
if you want to come on with no camera, I'll let you on. I'll just be, I'll be ready to let you go if you get a little crazy. So keep it respectful and keep it clean. And tell anybody. Oh, what did I do? I
You
got
got
balloons
balloons
going.
Nice.
Oh,
That was awesome. I was like, okay, oh, look at that. All right.
all right.
Hey, how come Steve's got all the cool effects? I
Good
don't got
try,
that. That's
man.
not cool. That's not fair.
I'm gonna let you
Yeah, I
guys
don't-
chat. When someone pops on, I'll come back in and introduce them.
Okay.
Come on, guys, let's go. Join the.
So
Yeah,
listen,
join me.
Blair, I would like to really find out how much it's going to cost the taxpayers for phase 2, dude. I'm telling you. Holy.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, who'll get to the bottom of that is Howie Carr. Howie Carr has been like really good about like finding out what the salaries are of all these cops. Like, and it's
Mhm.
mind blowing. When you look at it.
Yeah.
Like mind blowing. Are you gonna tell me? I mean,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna ask you guys how much you made, but I seriously doubt it was north of $200,000 a year.
that's captain's pay for us.
That's
That's
crazy.
that's not even captain. Captain makes about 150 here,
Right.
right? Sergeant makes about 120. Lieutenant makes about 135. Captain makes about 150, 155. I mean, you got to go up to deputy chief or undersheriff to make 200,000. So the fact that
That's
Lieutenant Gallagher was making what 322,000 a year, and that was his first homicide, and the first time
Yeah.
I think he's ever seen or worked in snow.
Yeah.
And I love the nothing to
Oh.
see here attitude that Canton has. It's so much fun because the people of Canton are showing up. I've been watching it for over a year. They've been showing up consistently to these select board meetings, speaking their mind, fighting for a police audit to find out where their money's going, their tax money's going. And now they finally get the police audit, and now they just appointed Chief Rafferty of the Canton Police Department as part of the board of the audit. So explain that to me and how that's not a complete conflict of interest. We're talking about a lady who actually went to the select board and literally asked for what was it? It was an insane amount of money for a new kitchen. And this was before the trial where we found out that they used Stop and Shop bags to store evidence. They used red Solo cups to store evidence. They went and got a leaf blower. So they're even lacking in training. So why you think a new kitchen takes priority over?
How about body cameras? How about body cameras?
Body
you know
cams, right? Yeah.
You know?
Kitchen
Crazy.
did take
$200,000.
precedent.
Sorry, $200,000.
The thing is this, G, is that this department is going to be facing such an uphill battle trying to earn the trust and respect of the community. I would invest all the money I can just to make the police department state of the art, right?
Yeah.
So nothing gets inverted, right?
Yeah.
What do you got, Steve-O?
Hey guys,
We
we
were
got
in there.
Lala. We got Lala, no camera, but
Lala.
we're gonna go live with Lala. Oh,
Okay.
see what, you gotta. Sorry, Lala, you gotta connect your mic in the software. When it pops up and says allow access to mic, you have to say yes. Sorry, we're gonna switch over to Good Citizen. You ready, Good Citizen? Give me a wave.
Good citizen.
Here we go. We got a wave.
Good citizen.
Yo!
Turn your camera
Hey,
sideways,
what's up?
please.
Hey.
What's up? What's up?
Turn your
Turn your
camera.
phone.
I see you.
Oh,
I
this
see
way.
you.
Wait.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
What's up?
Sideways. I'm always sideways somehow or another, you know?
Aren't we all?
I'm sideways after a couple of drinks. I tell you what.
Look at
I
Good
don't
Citizen
have
rocking the microdots gear. I love
Yeah,
it.
let's go.
Is that what that is?
Well,
Oh yeah.
my-
Yeah.
My
Nice.
hair was all kind of crazy. So I said, you know,
That's all right.
I got to throw on something, you know?
Yeah,
We
my
all
hair's
do it. We all
crazy
do it.
too.
Mine's
see?
crazy too.
This
Oh,
is-
all of you. I'm not.
Are you the
Hey,
one
hey,
that just sent us a photo with the LVCopsTV mug?
I did.
let's
I
go.
did.
Nice.
And I
With
have to
fireworks?
say, I love your your mugs. I love all of your mugs.
Nice.
Thank you. Oh,
But-
appreciate that too.
Your mugs are so much bigger than Will's.
Whoa.
Story of my life.
Whoa.
So
That's
sorry,
funny.
Will.
That's funny. That's
I
funny.
So
love
it's
it.
all out of love.
Let's beat up on Glare today. Let's get him.
Yeah.
Let's get him.
Do
No,
it.
I would never beat up on Clara. I would never beat up on Will. He's my love. I
Karma.
would never do that.
What's
Never,
on your
never.
mind, sweetie? What's on your mind?
I just wanted to come on and just say hello and hello and hello, and I love you guys.
Thank you.
I think
Oh,
the
we love
three
you
of
too.
you guys need to come on with Nurse Kim. That's my
Oh,
idea.
Man,
Look
that
into
would
it.
be
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
I've been on panel, but never a dedicated like pre-planned stream with Nurse Kim. Like I've just happened to jump on a panel with her, kind of like this. But yeah, I would love to do a
She's
planned
festy
like
and fun, and you guys know it. You know,
Yeah,
Puff Daddies
she's
know what's going
fantastic.
on.
And really
Yep, yep,
cool.
yep.
I got to meet her in person once, and she's just
She's awesome.
really personable, really fun to hang out with. Yeah,
Is she
really
is she
cool.
the same as she is on camera?
Better.
Wow.
Better. Yeah. Yeah.
Will had the luck of having a nice dinner with
Whoa.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Fancy pants. Fancy pants.
fancy.
Well, I went to Boston for one of Turtle Boy's hearings. And I happened to have been in Chicago for a music festival, and then I was set, I had my flight set to go home, and then I was talking to somebody and realized that there was a hearing for Turtle Boy, and then I thought, I wonder, can I just change my flight, head to Boston real quick, and then head home? And then turned out I could, and so I did. And then when I posted that I was in town, I got a text from Mark Betterow saying, "Hey, it just so happens we're all getting together for dinner." And
That's crazy.
And I was like, yeah, I'll go, sure. So yeah, it was a fun night, and it was it's a little surreal, being face to face with a bunch of different YouTubers that you've only seen on screen.
Right.
Mark Betterow.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is that you guys that are in the area, you guys really have the pulse of the community, the pulse of the YouTubers that are living there. Brian and I have to wait a day or two before we get any updates from the YouTubes or breaking news, whatever the case may be. So I love the fact that you guys are just on it all the time. For example, like Turtle Boy, he's on it. He's screaming out in the corner, and he's getting railroaded right now.
Well, now that Steve got my picture with my mug, I'll send him some breaking newses.
There you go. There you go. Absolutely.
Hey, good
But-
citizen. Did you see the Tyson fight last night?
I only heard about it afterwards. I
Oh,
was
okay.
sound asleep.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I don't blame you. It put me to sleep too.
Yeah,
That's what I
but
heard.
that's Serrano Taylor fight was
Oh,
quite
that was
the best
that
fight
was
I've
the
ever seen.
best. That was the best.
Gladiators, man.
Yeah, that was the
Me-
best women's boxing match I think I've ever seen.
Easily, and possibly the best men or women's that I've ever
Yeah,
seen. I mean,
yeah.
possibly.
That
Like,
night it was.
She was. I mean, seeing Serrano. I mean, that cut. I couldn't believe she's got to have the best cut man in the business, because I couldn't believe that he managed to keep that cut closed through
I
most
thought
of
they
that
were going to
fight.
stop it. I thought they were
So
going
did
to
I.
stop the fight.
So did I. I was blown away.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, quick shout out to my friend Shelby. She's at a celebration of life
Hi,
with
Shelby.
her
Yeah.
dad.
Hey,
Love
Shelby.
her. I don't think she's on, but I just needed to say I love you, Shelbs. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Have a good time. Enjoy your time, Steve.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you
a great
for
night.
the
Take
mug
care.
Nice
photo.
meeting you. Nice
Bye
meeting
bye.
you.
Nice meeting.
Yep.
Oh, she left. I didn't even kick her out. She left.
Hey, Steve. Have we got any questions or anything like that?
Well, now that you mention it, let's take a look.
She's
got
really
a
sweet.
couple-
I met her the first time I went to Boston, and she's like yay tall, man. She's really tiny. She's really
My
sweet.
size. My size.
Total
huh?
sweetheart. Yeah.
Smaller than
Yeah.
Gonzo?
But total sweetheart. Yeah.
Nice.
I mean,
Nice.
if you ever get to meet those folks in person, like they're just the sweetest, kindest group of people. Like, and then you hear, Dateline say things, use words like rabid, and you're like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
it's quite the opposite.
Yep.
They are easily the nicest mass group of people that I have ever met.
For sure.
It's incredible.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
It sucks that we're just so far away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd like to get out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. You guys are all the way like west.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're still the
Essentially.
wild, wild west out here. We walk with guns on our hips on the streets.
Yeah. Well, a
Jeez.
lot of people do that here in Tennessee too. I'm about to go that route myself, actually.
Is it an open carry state?
Mm-hmm.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I walk 4 miles round trip to the gym every day, and it's a 24-hour gym, and sometimes I need to go
Mhm.
at 1 a.m. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So
Yep.
and the way that things are going right now, there's a lot of big changes to the country right now.
Yep.
And so it just makes sense to protect yourself a little bit better.
It's not if you become a victim, it's when you become a victim.
Right.
Right. So-
That's the attitude you got to have. I am real big on the Second Amendment. I'm
Yes,
real
sir.
big
Let's go.
on having my rights. So and it's getting to a point to where I'm feeling like it's almost my opinion. This is just my opinion. I understand a lot of people feel differently, but it's almost irresponsible at this point to not be a good person and carry a gun. And if you feel comfortable training with one and going and shooting, because I tell you, a mass shooter, if he walks into a Walmart where he thinks most of the people are carrying, he's not going to walk in there, because every mass shooter is a coward.
Yep.
So
What's the only thing that stops a bad person with a gun?
A
good person with a gun. That's right. 100%.
That's it. If there's
What do
no
you
good
got, Steve?
people with the gun, the bad guy's going to keep going.
It's
So
the only tried and
somebody's gotta
true
step
remedy.
up. Yep. Somebody's got to step up and say, you know what, I got to stop this dude. And that's half the problem, is a lot of people don't want to get involved in stuff nowadays. But I'm pretty sure you get a guy shooting.
Steve's got something. What do you got, Steve?
What do you got, Steve?
Well, we just had in Northeast Girl, I think, and she ditched us. But we do have some super chats that we can go through real quick.
All right.
Okay.
Hey guys, if you do pop in, I apologize. Sometimes we're right in the middle of conversation, so I don't like to interrupt and just throw you on screen. I try to look for a break. So if you do come in, please hang out for a little bit. I'm not ignoring you, just waiting for the right time. But Lala, who we tried to get in a little earlier, she had some mic problems. She says Massachusetts needs your metro to come clean the stink from the top down. She
Man,
sends
I tell you
$5.
what.
Yeah. You guys
would
need
be
to just go to Boston and Batman that shit. That's what y'all
Right?
do.
Yeah.
No, it would be bad. It'd be the Joker, man. He'd blow that shit up, dude.
I don't know. I wonder if there's a
Just go
What if
in there and
there's
start smacking people like, hey, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
This is not how you
Knock-
cop.
Knock some
Yeah.
sense.
Northeast girl hang out for a minute. Wonder if there's a bolo for Brian and Gonzo, Can PD. Like if you see these clowns, cuff them.
I know habla inglés, senor.
Well, hey, I just
Toots
say whatever
gifted
happens. It's up to them.
Yeah.
Toots gifted 10 memberships, so we got 2 new memberships because of
Beautiful.
Toots. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Kathy as well. Gifted 10
you, Kathy.
memberships. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kathy. Thank you.
And
That's
Good
awesome.
Citizen, who we just had on camera. The Glare and LB Cops. I need to get a cup of coffee in my new mug. Got an LV. It's bigger than Will.
I'm telling you,
Oh
man.
my goodness, son.
Gonzo's
Will, you better
over
step
here.
up your-
Gonzo, man, I'm telling you, man, that's just like I got a mod. His name's Scott. He's retired law enforcement as well. He's a 25-year man, New York City, right?
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he's your height, Gonzo, and that he dated a woman who was 6'6" or something like that.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, you're a tripod. That's the
Yeah.
only explanation, dude. You're like,
Yeah. Yeah,
you're
exactly.
swinging, dude. You're a tripod. That's so don't sell Gonzo short. No pun
That's
intended,
right.
y'all, ladies.
Let me say
Telling
this.
you.
We're all 5'5" laying down, my boy.
All right. And thank you, Good Citizen. We've got some more super chats, but Northeast Girl is here.
Cool.
She's
All right.
back. So wave if you're ready. I'm going to get her on camera. We'll get back to super chats in a little bit.
Okay.
And she's ready.
I just hijacked the stream of dick jokes.
Hi guys,
Hey, Northeast girl.
Oh,
how are you? So I've
What's
been
up?
following the Karen Reed trial, and I just want to know what is the possibility of the feds actually coming in and helping her out?
listen, in my opinion, the feds have to walk a fine line when it comes to cross jurisdiction interdiction, right?
Mhm.
It has to be blatantly bad for them to say, no, we're not going to do that. So as long as the prosecution walks that line, they're not going to get involved. But once they step over it, or they find collusion between Morrissey's letters, Jen's text messages, and all that stuff, they might intervene.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Okay. All right.
V?
Yeah.
G,
No,
what do you think?
I concur. I think if they're sensing corruption, which obviously the whole world is talking about the corruption, anybody can see how corrupt this is and how this is not proper police work, right?
Correct.
And
So-
there's 3,100 pages of FBI investigation
Yeah.
documentation.
Correct. So the FBI has to step in and say, look, if you guys can't do the job and you can't do it properly, and now we have someone's life on the line. I mean, an officer lost his life, and now we have Karen who could go to jail for life. We have to step in and fix this right now. So I'm hoping that's what they're doing, right? But again, sometimes you just never know. But that's what they should be doing, and I'm pretty sure that's what they are doing.
Interesting.
Yeah. I agree. I feel as though just as a layman, is your average everyday Joe. I feel and knowing a little bit about how the law works, just from following cases, I feel as though it takes time to build a case with the kind of conviction rate that the U.S. Attorney's Office is known for. They're going to build an airtight case, and if they are investigating Michael Morrissey's DA's office, that means they're not just investigating Michael Morrissey, they're investigating the cells around him, and that means every case that they're all overseeing. So that is going to take a lot of time, and in order to build a solid airtight case, they have to collect all of this data, build that case, prepare it, and then they'll start handing out indictments. But I feel like they're waiting also. This is my hope. My hope is that there are people that I suspect that are involved in this corruption, such as me. This is just my opinion. Beverly Cannoni, the judge. I personally believe her to be corrupt. I mean, make no mistake, whether she's part of the other corruption, I don't know for sure. I believe it to be the case, but I can definitively say that if she is not making decisions in the interest of justice, which she is under oath to a promise to do, that's her job, which she has not been doing. That is the definition of corrupt. She has corrupted her job.
I object.
Sustained.
Ask
I'll
it
allow
differently.
Yeah, she's pretty bad. She's pretty bad. So what are the chances of them
So what I was going to say, I'm sorry about this, but
okay.
there was a point for me bringing that up, is if that's the case, then they're building a case against her too. So that means they have to let the trial go on in order to get her to incriminate herself and get enough to convict her on. If they're, this is, like I said, it's just my hope. I don't know if that's the case. It's just my hope. Because I'm looking at everything she's doing and going, oh my God, how is she just blatantly, but that's another conversation. But
true.
Right. So I'm hoping that this is why they're letting the trial go on.
Okay. So what are the chances that we actually get justice for John O'Keefe? Because we know it's not Karen. So are the McAlberts going to be charged?
Karen being exonerated is step one. That's all I can say. It's step one.
Yeah, getting Karen free is the biggest thing, right?
Yep.
Justice for Officer O'Keefe. Sometimes it is what it is. Sometimes if everybody's got the same story and they're sticking to it, and the FBI and it comes in and threatens everybody and they go to jail, blah blah blah, they might not tell. They might not. So we might not ever know what actually really happened, what exactly to the T, right? We all think, and most likely, but we might not get the answers. So it depends on what your version of justice is. Nothing's going to bring Officer O'Keefe back, right?
No.
So now the whole point is to try to get Karen's life saved, right? That's the next big thing. Then after Karen's safe, then we go after everybody that's bad and bring them down. But depends on what you mean by justice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like to see the McAlberts behind bars, but
that would be nice. But he's been 32 years deep.
Correct.
And this is not his first rodeo, right? You can tell. You can look in his eyes. You can look in that man's eyes and see, how just the way he sat there. This is not his first critical incident.
No,
so
nothing bothered him.
And because they have such a tight circle and they've been around together for so long, you might not see anybody behind bars. But again, that's where the feds come in, and hopefully that'll change things.
Right. And
so
Brian Albert's eyes, man, in his eyes, Brian Albert is stone cold.
Yeah, man. He's like a shark. He's like looking at a shark.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely. So I see Maz is there, so I'm gonna go. Thank you so much, guys. I love watching you.
Hey.
All right, thank you.
Mazza.
Nice meeting you.
I see Maz is in the chat. Maz is awesome. He's a good dude.
Oh shoot! Is he gonna jump in?
I don't know. I just saw that he was in the chat, so
yeah. I messaged, hey, Mazza, if you want to come on, we'll kick out Will.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, yeah. Like I'll hang out and do this with you guys all day if you don't kick me off of here. That's
for sure. For sure.
I've been waiting for this collab for a long time.
And let me ask you something, Blair. What exactly is Turtle Boy getting pinned up for? What's the allegations? Harassing people?
The allegations is witness intimidation. And he got locked up for violating his bail, and they charged him with assault, but then that got dropped. God, it was so long ago. I went over it. Like I went over all of his charges, and hold on a second. What I can do is I can actually send you.
Listen, the thing is this: if you don't know Turtle Boy and his personality, his personality will assault a lot of people just because he's just so animated and loud. People don't understand him. Will probably get offended by him.
Here in the private chat, I just posted his charging documents. You guys might find those very interesting.
Yeah,
because the thing is that they leave timestamps and video references that are still on his page. So you can reference them and you can be like, dude, that's not what he said at all. And that's not what was going on here at all. Like he's clearly being railroaded. And it's something they put out right into the world.
Yeah.
So what you're seeing on these charging documents are very little, it's very, very, very not even close to what is in reality, and they reference the reality, which is insane.
But unfortunately, I think they're going to try to make an example of Turtle Boy. It seems to me that this department will jump over a dime to get to a penny. You know what I'm saying? They look over the obvious stuff and just reach for something that it's a stretch. It's a stretch.
Does he have any felony charges?
Yeah. As far as I know, the witness intimidation are felonies. But the thing is, the law that they use to weaponize against him, I think it's chapter 28, 13A, 13B. If you look that up, it is the most unconstitutional law. I mean, it's directly in contradiction to the First Amendment. When you Google the First Amendment, I did it on a live stream. I was like, holy crap. Like, does this law even,
right?
So
you can't picket
a
potential witness. You cannot picket a potential witness. Everybody's a potential witness. What do you mean a potential witness?
So that law was written back in 1800s, I'm assuming, huh?
Who knows? Yeah. I tried to find that and I couldn't. When that law was actually drafted.
Oh wait, I found it. It's in 10 Commandments. I found it.
Hold on. I just had UPS drop it off. It's on a piece of stone. I got to drag it in here. Look at that dolly.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, hopefully they won't stack charges and they'll just pick the biggest ones, and then hopefully maybe even those will get dropped with the whole circus that's going on here. Maybe
the rumor is that
before he even gets to the trial or any of that, maybe the feds will come in and sweep this whole thing away. Like there's could be a couple of what ifs that could happen.
The rumor is that they're trying to find another way to get him locked up. They're trying to find more charges on him.
Yeah.
Is he
that's
chilling?
the rumor.
Is he chilling out now and staying out of trouble?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is the thing is he's not guilty of the things what he's done.
No, I know.
The things that were against the law shouldn't be against the law.
Oh, okay.
It's a First Amendment issue for the most part.
Right.
But he's under the microscope.
And you might not like his tactics, but the Constitution awards him the right to do what he does. It's not a question of liking or not liking Turtle Boy, which is why people are like, throw him in jail. It's just people who don't like him. But it's like, well, he actually ended up going to jail for 2 months for your right to scream out and say, throw him in jail. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you see the irony here? Yeah. And people don't understand that. And I could separate the art from the artist. You know what I mean? I don't have to have a personal opinion on Turtle Boy to know that what's happening to him is wrong.
Yeah, for sure. I did a stint in jail, Blair.
Did you?
Yeah, damn right I did, boy. Hard, son. Hard, son.
He's even got the tattoo of the tear right here to show him.
How many lives you got?
Yeah, son, I'm telling you what. 19 years old, said, yeah, I did it. Yep. In the clink I went.
Yeah,
wow.
4 days? Two days?
Four hard, long days, bro. I'm telling you what, I learned a lot. Made that hooch.
That toilet hooch.
Made a couple shanks. Gotta have a couple shanks, right?
Out of potatoes. What do you got, Steve?
I got some super chats.
Okay.
So we got Gail Taylor sent us £5. Great show with 3 wise men.
There we go.
Wait. Just 3.
Thank you, Gail.
So who's not the wise one? Is it me? No.
I'll take the hit. I'll take the hit.
I'll take the hit. I don't care.
I'll take the hit.
Thank you, Gail.
Thank you, Gail.
Nurse Death is back. She sent us $4.99.
Let's go.
She said, love you guys. I live in Norfolk County, and we need to clean house and replace them with honest cops like you.
You know who they need? Alice from the Brady Bunch. She go over there and start sweeping shit up.
Yeah, clean shit up.
She always made everything right, didn't she?
Yeah. Yes, she did. Yeah, she did.
Can
you imagine if every household grew up that way? Dude.
Well, yeah.
You wouldn't need any cops.
There is no, yeah. Like, I'm talking, dude. Two sets of 3 siblings, so 6 kids, and their stepkids. Dude, that would have been a true crime story in real life. That would have not have actually happened like that. That's just not
exactly.
I don't even care what time in history this took place. It doesn't matter. Like, there's no way that would have worked out.
Marsha.
Yeah.
M. Fetters sent us $10. Thank you. She says, I adore all of you guys, especially Steve. Much love and respect.
It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that.
Especially Steve.
That's how I read
it. It doesn't say that.
Steve gets all the love.
We got
he does a lot of work.
They love the cop daddies as Will a daddy. What kind of daddy are you, Will?
Will,
just generally a poppy. That's it. Just generally.
Poppy.
No no specialty here.
Texas.
We
nice.
We got $4.99 from Ariane, the vegetarian, I guess. Brian, 100%. My husband and I moved from our home state of Utah to rural East Texas with our 6 kids. Mind blown. Recently, 10-minute convo with law enforcement equals months of therapy for me.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hey, let me tell you, we've seen it all. We've covered it all. Man, there's nothing
in
that
Vegas,
we can't give
I
an
would
opinion.
imagine.
Oh yeah.
In Vegas, I can't imagine like a scenario that you couldn't relate to as far as experience goes, talking to a cop in any other city. Like, pick a city out of a hat. I would imagine you guys go, oh, I got one for you.
my brother is a state trooper in Idaho. He retired, and I would tell him what we do in one day, and he said we don't do that in a year.
Well, shit, we just had a jumper. We just had a jumper last week. Another jumper.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Really?
People lose their minds here because they are either drunks, hooked on drugs, or gambling. And those are not good combinations to have in a city that you can get away with literally murder.
Right. They lose their life savings, get depressed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, or they just live here.
It's stuff you don't think about.
So yeah, we're getting a jumper like once a week, once every 2 weeks lately.
Jesus.
Here's something that's kind of interesting is that we have a lot of deaths that happen in airplanes. People take a 12, 13-hour flight in from other countries, and they're older people. And when they go to stand up, they have a fucking blood clot that gets loose, and badoosh, they go down.
What? Oh my God, that is the worst.
You see why
I can't even imagine.
That's why I don't fly.
What do you got, Steve?
Oh my God.
Well, Ariane, the vegetarian, followed up. She just wanted to make sure Brian saw that last super chat. So she sent us another $2. Thank you.
I didn't see the last 2. How much is you going to send us next?
GP Dog Drool is back. She gifted 10 memberships, so thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, GP
10 new members. Please Pass the Pepper is also back with $1.99. She says, nice surprise. Thank you, Boo Kaki. Hold their beers.
I don't want to say that word. I do not want to say that word.
So for those of you that are members, I posted a video, I think yesterday, day before, of the pre-roll before we started the actual Bukkake shoot. And if you've seen it, put a wave or something in the chat, but it's a little embarrassing for Brian, but it's rather funny.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Lala, who we tried to get on, she says, sorry I missed a chance with you fellas, sussing out Wi-Fi issues.
Sounds like Brian Baninsky right there.
Yeah, sound like Netflix.
Yeah.
Dude, you guys having a problem last night with Netflix?
Everybody was. Netflix.
Oh my God. I was sitting there resetting my router, getting ready to cox cable and say, what? Get the
dude, Twitter was blowing up over it. Yeah.
Yes. 200 million people are watching at the same time. It just crashed. Couldn't handle it. Yeah.
Hey, G, is that your studio right there that you're sitting in?
Oh yeah.
Dude, I like that, dude. I like that.
Thanks, man. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm a big Rocky fan. I always wanted a painting like that since I saw the movie when I was a kid, and then Pulp Fiction. And then I got a neon because that's what YouTubers were doing at the time. And
Yeah.
I had a big brother. I'm not really a sports fan that much, but I had a big brother from like the Big Brothers Big Sisters thing when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And we reconnected when I was I don't know. I'm 49 now, so I was about 42 or 43. And we reconnected. And then he sent me that. And it's jersey signed by and he sent me a video of Bernie Federico signing it.
Yeah.
So and then he died of COVID.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And so I didn't get to see him again. So that's gonna go everywhere I go. You know.
Brian's a big fan of Rocky Balboa because he can't say Ginkgo Balboa. Ginkgo Balboa. Ginkgo.
Have you ever ran up the art museum steps?
No, I've never been to Philly, actually. I need to. But yeah, I'm a major Rocky fan. Like my dog's name is Clubber, and my cat, I just got a little cat and I named him Ivan Drago.
Yeah, I have a white dog that was named Rocky, and I had a black dog, and they were the same kind of dog, and black dog was named Tyson.
Nice.
Yeah. After Iron Mike, of course, and then
of course. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was after the chicken, but hey.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know. Never know.
Let me get through a few more supers. We got Dark Willow's back, also known as
Dark Willow, aka
Tina Wilson or Tina King.
Yeah.
She gifted 5 memberships. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good citizen who we just had on camera. She said Will can tell you about duck intimidation if they haven't.
Oh, do you guys know about the Ducky Gate?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys know
waste
about
of
that.
resources, man. Waste of resources.
Yeah.
That's some of the dumbest shit I ever heard.
It's incredible. Like
they
look at how deep, look at how much Buchanan put into that investigation versus the Karen Reed or John O'Keefe investigation.
He actually showed up.
Think about that.
Yeah, they're making fools of themselves now.
Right.
Now, I mean, they looked bad. Now they just look even worse.
It's crazy. Like, again, another thing that's just right in the public's face. You know?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't see how anybody could be intimidated by a rubber duck.
Right. That's the whole point. It's the most non-threatening.
I would take it if I found it and go, all right, throw it in the pool or throw it in a pond or whatever you do with a rubber duck. I don't know. I don't know a rubber duck, but whatever you do with them,
take a bath
and then call it a day. Who cares?
You know what the problem is society these days is so soft. They get offended by everything and anything. Yeah. And it just wastes a lot of people's times.
Well, and in this case, it's another example of Chris Albert's reach and influence, because this investigation was launched because it was left on Chris Albert's property on D&E Pizza. So Duckygate, Chris Albert, oh no, can't have this, and then launched a full-on investigation by people who work directly in the Norfolk County DA's office, by troopers who work directly in the Norfolk County DA's office. So imagine that. Mm-hmm. So all of this effort, think about that, all of this effort into investigating rubber duckies because of Chris Albert being a victim of a rubber ducky. I just said that out loud. Chris Albert is the victim of a rubber ducky. And so now we have this investigation from officers who were assigned directly under Michael Morrissey.
That's a direct slap in the face.
Right.
It really is. It really is.
Stupid.
It makes no sense. But it also points to the clear corruption that's going on here.
Right. That's when the commander should step in and say, you know what, guys, enough. This is ridiculous. Stop. Just everybody stop. You know. But they won't.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we got 10 pounds from Liz Mitchell. She says, great stream, sending love from the UK.
Let's go, UK.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you.
Kelly Sandy RN, who's now been a member for a month. She says, love you men, Steve-O and Will.
First of all, I want to say thank you for your service, Mrs. RN. That's a tough job.
Yeah.
That's a tough job. That's doctors and teachers and nurses. I would never cite.
Me neither.
Never cite them. I would always give them a break.
I love that.
Yep.
I
Life
love
is too
that.
hard. And any cop, anybody who's military, active or retired, I don't give them a ticket because they served
Yeah.
our country.
Yeah.
And then any
Now
cop,
the
retired
trolls
cop,
are gonna blast all over Twitter. Oh
I
my
don't care.
God! You see, these guys are corrupt.
Yeah.
You
Well,
see,
guess
they're
what?
corrupt.
I'm not corrupt. You know what? I have what's called discretion, meaning if I don't want to give you a ticket, I don't have to give you a ticket. If I want to give you a ticket, I will.
Yep.
Right.
So guess what?
There you go.
So they can complain all they want, but guess what? Well, then go fight for our country for 4 years, and
Serve
then,
your community.
then come drive in Las Vegas. And I'll try to pull you over, just so I can let you go.
Right.
Hey, we got a
Sounds like a
super
lot of
chat.
work just to get a freebie. Trust me.
That's what good, honest cops are, though. You guys are domestic on a local level.
Yeah.
Soldiers, domestic soldiers defending our country. You
Yeah.
are.
We protect
you know,
and we
against
serve.
right.
We protect and we serve.
Right. You get the same respect from me as any member of the military, any member who went abroad and served and fought. That's how good, honest cops will always get with me.
What do you got, Steve?
We got Jen McCabe sent us a super chat.
Who?
Jen McCabe.
Jen is silent.
You son of a bitch, Steve. You got me with that AI the other day. Knock it off.
She said, play the video of Bukkake raining men, Steve. I would. I don't have that prepared. Somebody sent that to me. Was it you? That was quite funny. If you guys haven't seen it, he's at a wedding and he's shirtless and dancing.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I wouldn't even know where to go find it. Maybe on Turtle Boy's page.
Maybe on
Somebody
Grindr.
sent it to me.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
And somebody will send it. Yeah, somebody will send it to you, guaranteed.
Go to www.grindr.com. You'll find it there.
I mean, with all of this
not
stuff,
sponsored.
we talk all the time about like how this is so crazy that they're inevitably going to make like a movie out of all of this, and it would have to be satirical. There's no other way to do it. Like it would have to be satirical. Like I totally see Steven Soderbergh doing something like this, telling a story like this, because it's crazier than, it's like the same kind of crazy, but crazier than that movie The Informant. Did you ever see that with Matt Damon? And it's satirical, but it's insane that it actually happened. You know what I mean? So I totally see that, and I see this guy. He's a comedian named Tim Robinson playing Buchanan. I don't see a serious actor playing Buchanan because he's investigating rubber duckies, dude.
Yeah.
You can't give this guy like a A-lister leading man role, dude. Like it's
I could see
he's a clown.
He's a clown. I could see this going into like police training videos to say, do not do this. You know what I'm saying? This is not how you do it.
Yeah. I mean,
we got to find a spot for Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal needs to be in there somewhere. And then Vic from The Shield.
Yeah.
He should be
Michael Chiklis. Michael
Chiklis. Or whatever his name is. Chiklis, whatever.
Chiklis.
He should be Brian Albert.
Yeah. Yeah, he would make a good Brian Albert.
And we'll find some place for Steven Seagal. Yeah. Gotta have him in there.
Hey guys, we got Ariane the vegetarian again. She said if I had $199, I'd send it.
God damn it! See,
over,
I thought she sent that.
You thought she sent 199?
Yeah, I was going to stroke out. I was getting ready to stroke out.
50 more super chats, and she will have.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Ariane. I hope I'm saying it right. Biatch gifted Biatch 414 gifted 10 memberships. Thank you, Biatch.
Thank you. Biatch.
You win handle of the day.
Handle. We need some of those.
You know, I saw a gray handle last week. Some girl had it. It was Jen Snaggletooth.
That was funny.
Jen's missing tooth. There's one that's just Jen's missing tooth.
No, this one I think said. I think it said Jen's Snaggletooth. Because I commented and I was like, man, I said that had me laughing out loud when I saw that. Jen's. I don't think it was a missing tooth. I think it was her Jen's.
And
there's Ghosted Higgins. That's one.
Yeah.
Bukkake's missing dentures.
Yeah. I'll allow that. And Bev, I'll allow that. That's a good one.
Bev's
We
long
got-
sigh is another one.
Yeah.
Dude, right?
Yeah.
I absolutely love this community. I adore this community. Like it is a deep love, because I've been doing this like 5 years, a little over 5 years, and
okay.
this is easily the funnest community in the world. And yet at the same time, it's a case that I've taken more seriously than any other case I've ever covered. So
you know what's crazy, Claire, is
wild.
we read all the comments, and some of these comments are so freaking funny. Holy
They
shit,
are.
man.
The Boston
Man.
peeps are great, dude. Like,
Oh, they're vicious, man. They are vicious. Like, I
They're like
fucking
comedians.
love it.
Yeah, I love it.
me too. Like,
Jeez.
I've always just been okay and attracted a certain crowd who just didn't get offended and they didn't mind. They understood my humor, and then I start covering this case, and then magically most of Boston appreciates it. They get it.
Floodgates are open.
I'm not complaining, but it's funny because like immediately they're like, "Yeah, you're a masshole. You're a masshole," and I'm like, this is how I've always been.
Yeah.
But I guess the general Boston attitude and mine are pretty similar, so it works out.
All right, let me get through a few more guys. Donna Roca sent a super sticker for $1.99.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And good old classic Overthinker's back with $2.99. She says, awesome chat. Nurse Kim would be great too.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
Nurse
man.
Kim didn't pop in. Maybe she'll pop in next time.
Yeah.
Nurse Kim's doing some RN work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here we go. Here's another $1.99 from Air E in
Like
like
vegetarian.
vegetarian.
Man, you could tell me how to say it. I'd still
Okay.
screw it up.
Aryan.
Gun-
There you go.
Aryan. Okay.
Aryan. Like vegetarian. Aryan.
Aryan
Like
vegetarian.
like vegetarian.
Aryan
I got you, Aryan.
vegetarian.
They don't understand, but I got you. I got you, Aryan. I got you.
I'll probably forget next time because in one ear, out the other. And finally, and guys, we're about at an hour and a half, so I think
Okay.
we're gonna wind it down. Right now, this is the last super chat from Loudmouse.
Love
$10.
us.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can see that.
I hung up my missing dentures because Bukaki gave wrong impression on
impression.
different channels.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Yeah, but that was a great one.
Were you so you were Bukaki's missing dentures? Is that what I understand from this?
Yeah. But I can see how
$10?
I can
Thank
see
you.
how that'd be weird. We
Oh.
go to other channels.
Yeah. We got Claire Clifton, $1.99. Thank you. She says, newbie here, F Aunt Bev. Y'all are
Welcome.
awesome.
Welcome to the family. We appreciate you.
Welcome.
Yeah, I think we got some new subs because of some dude named Will the Glarer was shouting us out yesterday.
We
on his
appreciate
channel.
it.
So thank you
Oh,
for that.
Thank you so much, man. We appreciate
man.
that.
Yeah, we
It's
appreciate
my
it.
pleasure. I mean, this whole case, like it needs experienced law enforcement people like you guys, experienced attorneys, people who know what they're talking about to point out the craziness in this. And so it's so valuable.
I think
and
it
it's
was
really valuable to Karen Reed,
I think it was nice. I think it was timing on our part, but I think it was nice for a lot of people back east to get a set of fresh eyes on it, which came through me and Gonzo.
Yeah.
So I think that added a little bit to it because now they're seeing you get a lawyer's perspective and this and that, but they never really actually got two street cops' perspective on it.
Right.
So I think that set of eyes kind of opened it up a little bit more too, and I'm glad we came across it because I was just in shock that there was cops that actually acted like this and performed like this. I actually didn't even believe it. I told my wife, I was like, this is crazy. There's no way.
And I
This
love
has
how
gotta be a movie.
evidence driven. I love how evidence driven you guys are. You guys are just so hyper focused on just the data and the evidence and the testimony.
That's what's going to lead you to the arrest and to the conviction.
Like,
So-
I shouldn't even have to say that out loud. It's just such a rarity that you have to, and it's a bizarre that it is a rarity. You know what I mean? But it's, you know, but I got to point it out that it's so valuable that you're pointing, you know, you're sticking to. This is the simplest thing in the world, people. Like, as experienced cops, I'm telling you that this is not how you cop. Period.
Well,
you know,
let me say this. Every TV show that has law enforcement related has a crime scene unit, right? And you can see how important it is, how they scrutinize. It's not real life is not too far from the movies, because you have to get that evidence, because that is the key to making an arrest. Like you said, G, and Brian said, that's how you make your arrest, is the evidence. It will not lie. It will not steer you the wrong direction, right? Unless you make it that way. But nonetheless,
you can cheat it. You can cheat it and you can plant it, but it's hard. And the fake it is even harder. So
yeah.
That's why I think Karen in the end is going to be okay.
Yeah, she has to be, and I believe that too. And I believe everyone believes that, you know, but
is she really going to be okay? Look at the shit that she's been through. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I was going to say on follow up to that, but it depends on how big the swamp is and how deep it goes.
Yeah.
You know, our country's in a weird place right now. So a lot of people are like, I don't know who to trust. You know what I mean?
And it's just you gotta give it to Karen in the sense that you know, she's actually, the irony here is she is playing by the rules, meaning she's counting she's counting on a system, on the very system that is trying to railroad her.
Correct.
In order to get justice. That is admirable. That is a sign of someone with very, very valuable character.
She's smart because she got Action Jackson to take it up, dude. Yeah. He's a hammer, dude. He is a 100% hammer.
Yannetti too, man. Yeah. He is. Yeah. And Weinberg, that dude is he just hypnotizes you with how nice he is. The guy who's handling the appellate stuff.
Yeah,
he's amazing.
Yeah. Dude, I saw that guy go, who's this grandpa? Right? And he just started talking, and you just trust him 110%.
Even
you know?
Bev, she was like,
Grandpa can spit it.
He's a sweetheart, man. He's a sweetheart.
Grandpa can spit it.
Yeah.
Steve, what do you got, Steve?
We got a few more super chats came in. M sent $1.99. She says, "Great show, fellas. Sending love from Michigan. Free Karen Reed."
Yep.
Cold. A blessed in Texas. We'll go down south. She's back. Love you guys. What's the word on my ASP bird pit maneuver videos?
What?
I have no idea. I thought you guys would know what that means.
No, that's all you, G. That's all you.
She requested, I think, that we watch these.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched a bunch of them. He's got he's pitted a lot of people in his career.
He's like the guy who never kills anybody or never.
I don't know, man, but this dude pits everybody, and he's got video of it. So I did watch it. I don't know what you want me to talk about it, because every video that I saw with his pits, they're all legit. People are running. He's got the authority to make the maneuver. If it's above 35 for deadly force, he does
deadly force.
If he's got the okay, and if it's below
the 35, the elements have to be there.
So
the elements have to be there.
Let me know in the comments what I forgot, because it was a while ago, what exactly you wanted me to look for. But his pits are good.
Yeah.
You know, when people run now, we don't pit anybody here in Vegas. You know, that's you've got to commit nowadays, and you got to commit you know, something pretty serious, because it's just not worth it.
Too much liability.
Yeah, it's too much liability. You slam into a car, you hit somebody, you unalive a family or something. Is it worth it? You gotta, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like you're not Martin Riggs. You know what I mean? You just go around.
It's not like the movies.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not like the movies. It's not like the movies. Matter of fact, we might have a video coming up sometime in the future about something like that. It's not like in the movies.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Steve, you got anything else, Steve?
Yeah, and we got Jeremy too. So hang out for a little bit, Jeremy. We get through these. We got Mike L sent us $5, and he's an ER nurse and paramedic from Canton.
Oh, sweet.
Oh,
All these
Thanks,
corrupt
Mike.
departments are the same. They are all trying to one-up each other. Mass middle name is corruption.
wow. You know, I want to
Yeah.
go. I want to say something that Bukaki said. He said that his initial comment was that he got hit in the face. Right, he was in a fight. And me and Brian kind of talked about this. We've seen enough fights, and so you too, G. You know when somebody gets clocked in the face, right?
Yeah.
So his first instinct was 100% correct. Then he had to change his story to fit the narrative.
Yeah.
So when Action Jackson called them on that, and the nurses and EMTs, they know what it's about. They know
Yeah.
exactly what it's about.
Yeah.
So
First responders' usual initial assessment is usually spot on.
yeah,
I mean, and it's funny. I went over it the last time I was live, and Turtle Boy. I went over the end of Turtle Boy's last stream, and he was talking about something that just nobody. It kind of went over everyone's head, you know, or at least nobody remembered to bring it up. and he's just going over. He's thinking like, nobody who just killed somebody would do the things that Karen Reed did.
Yeah.
If you think
going
about
back to the scene, bringing witnesses
nobody
back.
would, and why would she say, did I hit him? Or did you know what I'm why would anyone who did actually and knowingly do so say, did I hit him? I don't know if I hit him. They wouldn't do that, and they wouldn't go back to the scene and you know, she's not going to jump on him and try to save his life, especially if she thinks if he's going to wake up and talk.
The one thing that leads me to believe that she absolutely had nothing to do with it. Even you know, I don't even care if she backed up and hit him with the side of the car, because obviously that's not going to kill him.
I know what you're going to say, B.
What?
No, yeah.
I know what you're going to say, B. Is the CPR.
The fact that she's doing mouth to mouth.
Yep.
On a guy who's got foam, body fluids, and blood coming up. I've seen that in real life a bunch of times. And and I've seen people letting people just doing chest compressions, right? They don't want nothing to do with that mouth.
Right.
Because if you don't give breath proper, anything that's in the stomach, the air is going to force it to come back out. And now it's going to go into your mouth. You got to have serious, hardcore love. Right. Or wanting this person to come back to life.
You need them to come back to life.
And you're willing, you need them to come back so bad that you're willing to put your mouth down there and eat whatever's in their stomach, catch all that nasty foam, all the blood.
And she was covered in it.
Oh,
she was covered in it.
I'll tell you what, I've seen it to where I had this guy who unalived himself with a rifle on Veterans Day. And his wife, he was gone. He was gone. This wife was completely covered in blood. And when I walked in, she was doing mouth to mouth. And I'm telling you, when she looked like the Walking Dead, I mean, completely covered. I looked at her, I was in shock. And she was in shock. So I actually had to move the gun because I was scared that she was going to pick up the gun and shoot herself. Because that's how traumatized she was.
Right.
So when I saw that, that's love.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's not somebody
like I'm not doing that. Like I'm not CPR on a stranger.
Yeah.
No, I'll do chest compressions, but I'm not putting my mouth on yours. But you know, my kids, mouth to mouth, of sure. My wife, absolutely. Absolutely. You know why? Because we know them, we love them.
Right. Yep. And we'll do anything. We will eat any matter that this world, no matter how disgusting, if it means saving them their life and keeping them with us.
Correct.
100%.
Correct.
Hey, Jeremy, hang on. I'm just going to put this one thing up. This is following up from Blessed in Texas, her super chat about the bird pitting. She says, do you think his popularity has idiots on chases to get pitted by Bird for 15 minutes of fame? Nothing bad about Bird. So do they even show who the person is that's getting pitted? Do they get on camera?
No, yeah. Well, all the videos that I've seen, Bird's in his cop car and it's dash cam, right? Or it's body cam. So it's either dash cam or body cam. So you see their car, absolutely, and he does great pits. So yeah, there's nothing bad to say about him. Like she said, I don't know if they could. I mean, they'd have to find out where he works, what department he works, what county he works in, what shift he's working. To do all of that just to get filmed would be a lot, but I wouldn't put it past some people.
Yep. I agree.
Hey, Jeremy, if you're ready, give me a wave.
but I wouldn't
All
recommend it.
right. No,
And doing
no.
pits is awesome. It's very fun. I saw a comment somebody said doing pits. When we do pits for 2 weeks up at the driver's course, oh, it's awesome.
Imagine it's fun.
Oh,
Oh, let's go.
somebody's awesome.
Yeah.
JC
What's up,
the Music
Jeremy?
Man.
You hear me all right?
Yeah, what instruments do you play?
So I spent 20 years in the Army Reserve Band. I play trumpet, still play trumpet, tuba,
Nice.
bass.
Nice.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service, sir. Thank you
Yeah.
for your
For
service.
you guys' service. But yeah, I've been following you guys since you started, and
Nice.
and the thing, several years ago, when I was younger and more fit in shape, I had started the process to join the. So I live in Sacramento, big city.
Yep.
Started the process to join the police. Like I went run with the recruiters. Like they have a great outreach. God, they would kick your ass. Just
Sure.
run.
Yeah.
Run 2 miles, they do all the
Yeah.
exercises, then
Yeah.
and they're like, but you gotta save enough gas to get, because like you gotta chase the criminal, but you still need energy to stop him.
You got to fight.
Yeah.
At the end of that
Yeah.
run is a fight. Yeah.
Right.
But-
Yeah, that's a good point. Nobody thinks of that.
We
But,
do. We do.
The thing I love about you guys, like I followed a lot of law tubers for a long time and the legal aspect of the case, but the thing that breaks my heart, like people need to trust their police officers, and like Sacramento, they do like community outreach, cops with, or what is it, coffee with cops. But if I ever see him, I say hi, and I've done ride-alongs. I've actually did a dispatch ride-along, and talk about, okay, we're having a conversation, right? And she's monitoring 5 screens, like the
Yep.
phone lines, radio lines.
Yep.
She's like, hold on a second. Answers whatever. 5 minutes later, she starts that conversation right where it left off.
Yeah. Let me tell you,
but yeah.
the training that goes into being a dispatcher, the training that comes into being a police officer, it's ingrained in years of service, right? But it really starts at the very beginning of the academy. If you have a sound academy, you're going to get, like I was saying earlier, if it starts well, you're going to do well, right? But the thing that I was going to say about dispatchers is they can multitask like nobody's business, man. Nobody's business.
Well, and like you said about the starting off the beginning, one of the recruiters used to be a what do you call that? The is it FTC? Once
FTO?
they get FTO, there you go. And he's like, I'm riding your ass hard to make you get it right at the beginning, because setting the stage now is what you'll be like, going forward. But like I was saying,
it's
it
a
breaks my heart.
foundation.
Yep.
Yeah, I want, in like the things that happen in Canton and in like Delphi, we hate to see corruption, because now people are like, oh, don't talk to cops. The thing is, I know those are rare cases. We have to remember most of them do care about others. I mean, I say the same thing. Thank you for your service, because you're like boots on the ground in our own country.
Yeah.
Let me say this. Everybody likes a fireman, right? Because they're there to save people, right? Nobody likes cops.
Yeah.
They don't like cops, because when we get called, it's never for a good situation. You know what I'm saying? So we already have that uphill climb. Like I was saying earlier today, me and Brian, we would let a lot of people go that deserve to be let go. Right. So if we were able to turn a no person into a yes or even a maybe, we're better off as a department. When there's cops that make the badge look bad, it makes the good officers fall back like 10, 15 years. And now it's another struggle for the good officer to maintain that public trust. It's really difficult. It's a slippery slope that police officers have to manage every day.
And to be fair, when in my much younger days, attitude is everything. And, if you're getting pulled over in competent attitude, it's the difference between just a minute, I'll be right back, and they get their book, versus just, hey, it turns into educational, like, thanks for pointing it out. I'm sorry.
I'll tell you what, Jeremy, I'll tell you what, if anybody here in Vegas is ever watching and you got stopped by me and I chatted with you, but if you gave me an attitude, I would say, if you knew you were getting a ticket, if I said, sit tight. That man, if I told you sit tight, that means I'm going back to my car and you just talked yourself into a ticket. Because your attitude is everything. Look, if you're cool with me, I'll be cool with you. I used to tell people, I used to pull people over and say, hey man, tell me a joke and I'll let you go.
Exactly.
And they would tell me a joke, and even if it was bad, I would laugh, but I would let them go because I just wanted to have a good interaction with a cop. Because to me, that's what it's all about, right? It's all about being one with the city and the people, and letting them know we're out there. Yeah, but we're not just out here to break balls. We're out here to have fun with you guys and to hang out with people.
Well, and speaking of police and fire, what is it? The police are there so that firemen can have heroes.
Correct.
And of course,
exactly right, son. Exactly right.
Yeah, the hose draggers need to have a hero too, and that's us. No, we love our firefighters.
Something you had mentioned. Oh, it's been a while. I forget what the thing that stuck in my head. So I'm a sergeant first class in the Army Reserve, and the NCO creed, but I will not use my grade or position to attain pleasure, profit, or personal safety.
Mm-hmm.
And this like even the what is it, the possibility of impropriety or the vision, the optics, it's like you don't want, even if there is no impropriety, you don't want that look. And that's I think why they try to remove the opportunity. Like, okay, hey, SARS, this is my nephew. I need someone else to come handle this because
yeah.
I mean, cops are already struggling with getting just general respect, the respect that they deserve for going out there risking their necks every day, for having a family at home that's waiting for them, and scared, they're already lacking that respect. And so it doesn't help when there's guys out there that are wearing the same badge and taking the same risks, but not really taking the same risks because they're taking advantage, and they're giving all cops a bad name because you're wearing the same uniform.
How you stop that is you combat that by having guys like Gonzo and I in substations where we worked. I worked at Enterprise for 17 years. So when I left there, I was the senior guy. You need guys like us at the substations working with the young guys. And that way you keep them in check, you keep them humbled, and you make sure you teach them, this is why we're really here. But here's the problem. I'm not there no more. Gonzo's not there no more. And now you have a new way of police work, right? The world's changing a little bit. So
but look at you here, though.
It's correct. And that's why that's why we
and
started
you just
the channel.
inspired a 12-year-old girl through one of your viewers to probably be a great cop one day.
Correct. And that's why we're still doing it. That's why we started the channel. So
here lies the problem. The badge is this big, right? When the badge starts to get bigger than what the police officer is, that's when you get in trouble, right? You have to stay humble. You have to stay true to the job, right? Integrity is the only thing that you can give away. Nobody can take integrity away from you, but you sure as hell can give it away. And once it's gone, it's fucking gone.
Well, leadership development. Train your replacement. You're not going to be there forever.
Correct. Correct. And and Gonzo and I trained hundreds of cops, and they're out on the streets right now. And I have buddies that I still contact that are still in contact with me now, and they're doing good. So the streets are safe. There's just a lot of new cops, and it's kind of scary because it's a changing world.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for the opportunity. I know you guys have been on.
Anytime. Anytime. Welcome anytime, buddy.
Thanks, Jeremy. Thank you for joining us, Jeremy.
Thank you. Thank you for your service again, sir.
Yes.
All right, Steve.
And Will the Glarer.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for joining us.
It was my pleasure.
To pop in for a minute. You stayed the whole time. So thank you very much for all of your insight. I'm sure we'll be speaking with you again. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up, do a couple super chats with the guys, and get out of here. Thanks again. This was awesome. I loved it.
Thank you for having me. I love this conversation. I'll be in touch with you guys because I got to get you guys on my show.
Yeah.
Hey, Claire.
So yeah.
You got any closing comments for us? Anything?
Wait,
not
make
on
it
the
something
spot.
Good. Wait, hang on. You gotta make it really good, and then I'll put it on the sizzle reel for the beginning of the live.
You just sealed the deal of that not happening because now you just put all this pressure. I have no idea.
There you go.
Well,
We'll tell you some crazy cop stories.
Yes, yeah, that's I definitely want to have that
Tell you some
happen.
crazy cop stories.
Most definitely, yeah. I'm dying to hear Las Vegas cop stories. But no, thank you guys so much for having me, and thank you guys for being using this platform to educate people on how to be a good cop and what to expect of good cops. And it's and for talking about this case, because this case really needs it. And I know I could speak for the whole community when I say that I'm grateful to you for it. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. Really.
Blair, thank you so much, man. We appreciate your kind words. We appreciate what you do as well. I've watched a lot of your stuff, and man, you're right on, man. You got the pulse, you know, and it's inspiring to me to keep watching your channel as well, because I learn a lot. Like I said, you guys have the pulse of what's going on. We kind of catch it down the wind, right?
Well, he's in Tennessee.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm in Tennessee, but I'm saying, I mean, I'm pretty active on Twitter, and there's some trash to get through, but there's some insightful stuff too. It's helpful. It's helpful to follow Aiden. If you guys went about this case by looking into just the evidence before you started looking into Turtle Boy, that's what I did. And now I can honestly say that I can count on Turtle Boy for accurate reporting. You know, some of the stuff he'll post that I don't have too much of an interest in, but when it comes to the stuff in the case, 9 out of 10 times, I mean, one thing you can count on, it's going to come with receipts and it's reliable. So if you guys and just keep your eye on Twitter, like people will drop new documents if something was filed in court. You'll get it just as quick as everyone else.
Cool. Cool.
So. But I look forward to doing this again with you guys soon, man. You guys are great.
All right.
Thanks
and
again.
Whenever you're in Vegas or we're in Tennessee.
I've got to do Vegas, man. One of these days I'm doing Vegas. I never have. I've never been.
Really?
But one of these days I'm going.
Never been.
It would have killed me if I would have went in my 20s. I wouldn't have came back alive. But these days I'm good. I can handle it. So
well, you know what we say in Vegas: you come on vacation, leave on probation.
Right.
All right,
exactly.
Buddy. Well,
hey,
talk
thanks
soon.
a lot, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks,
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Blair.
Have a good one.
God, that was fun, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, I said this was either going to be a S show. What was that little bubble? Or fun as heck. I thought it was fun as heck. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I have. Let me get these couple more super chats and we will sign off. Classic over.
Your audio, Steve, your audio is kind of cracky.
Well, I was going to say yours was.
You guys sound fine to me.
So. All right.
I got
think
the
we're
worst
going
internet, and you guys sound good.
Classic Overthinkers back, $15. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Love you guys. To have Better on talking about John Guica. Terrible police work and corrupt DA. He's been in prison for 20 years. An innocent man. His mom went undercover to find the truth. So write that down, Gonzo.
I am. I'll be the damn secretary today.
And we do need to get back with Better. That's been a while.
Okay. Yeah, we'll look into that. Classic Thinker. Thank you.
Thank you for a super chat. Yep. Arlene.
Thank you.
$5. Thank you. Turtle Boy's explanation that night is how I will now explain this to new people. And Will, you're right. That voicemail on John's phone was divine intervention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that the other day on his live.
And we're gonna bring on one more person if that's cool, guys. And then that's it. No more. So I know the link is still up. I can't take it off right now.
I'm out of coffee.
Debbie W sent $10.
Thank you,
Debbie. Don't forget that Karen tried to warm him up by going skin to skin with him on his abdomen.
Oh my goodness!
He would have been so cold as to have been physically painful for her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you got that adrenaline pumping, you're not gonna feel.
Yeah,
nothing.
you don't care. You can lift a car to save somebody if you have to. It's amazing.
Yeah, you don't care.
So she probably didn't even notice it was cold.
Hold on, Steve. I want to ask the people out there in our live chat that. Let me find it. See, that's Vicks. Does you guys put Vicks on your chest when you get a cold? Is that or just a Latino remedy?
I think that's a normal remedy.
Is it?
Isn't that why you put? That's where you're supposed to put it.
I don't know. My mom did it when I was a little kid, so I thought it was the Mexican
That's where you're
thing.
supposed to put it, God's
I don't
on
know.
your
Maybe.
chest.
I don't know.
So it goes like this into your nasal passages.
How about your nose?
Yeah, you can do that too. Yeah, moron.
My mom was lying to me my whole life.
My wife just started vacuuming, so I think she wants us to end. So,
Okay.
our good buddy LJ, Arachnid Inc. is back. She says, "Thank you all for your service. I'm back home now."
All
That's
right.
awesome.
Nice. Good for you. Good for you.
She was in
Thanks for your
Ukraine and
service.
now she's
Yeah.
back in
All right.
UK, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for this. Thank you for the service and the super chat.
Yep.
And the super chat. Thank you.
Yeah.
Glad you're
All
okay.
right. Are you guys okay with bringing on one more person, or do we need to go? I know my wife's vacuuming.
That's up to you. We're good.
Beatrice, if you're ready now, give me a wave. You're going to be the last one. Make it good. Make it quick. Make it amazing. Let's go. And turn your phone if you can.
Oh,
Turn your
sorry.
There you
How
go.
are you guys?
Yeah, we're doing great.
We're good. How are
Nice
you?
to meet you all.
Nice to
Yeah,
meet
you
you.
too. You too.
So I live here in Massachusetts. I was actually in the courtroom this week. We also did a combined standout at the Norfolk County DA's office for these wonderful people behind me. Enrique Delgado Garcia, Justin Root, Sandra Birchmore, and Officer John O'Keefe and Karen
Yes, ma'am.
Reed.
Yes, ma'am.
So I actually got to speak to the Garcia family. I'm Cuban American, and I was the only one there. There was like about 150 of us, and I was the only one there that spoke Spanish. So I talked to his mom, his sister, his aunt, uncle, and cousin. And it's just really sad what's happening. 60 days, no information. Their attorneys are telling them to keep quiet. And but they wanted to show up and, just show, stand there with their signs. So
Yeah. You know what's curious to me is that new attorney that took it over. I read a lot of his reports when the case that he took over for the crime lab that was contaminating all the evidence. He seemed to be very transparent. I'm surprised that nothing's come out yet. So he might have some big news that he's trying to keep undercover, but I don't know. It's just radio silence over there. So I appreciate your following up with that.
They better have some big news.
Seriously.
They better have some real big news. Like I'm talking like Titanic type of news. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, the mom, I'm sorry, the aunt showed me pictures of Enrique Delgado Garcia from the hospital, and I tell you, it's awful.
Yeah, those injuries were not from a boxing match.
No, and they know it too. That's
they
the
know
thing.
it. They know.
And I told them, I'm like, listen, just because you're not fluent in English, like, please don't let them, keep you quiet. And, you deserve as much of an investigation as anybody.
Absolutely.
We're in the United States of America. Like, this should not be happening.
No, it shouldn't be happening in an environment, training environment like that at all. That's like when Gonzo and I heard about this, we were like, what? Right. And then when we heard all of his injuries, I was like, that sounds more like almost like a car accident, or thrown off a building or something, or like a bad street fight.
Right.
That's not a boxing match.
And they said that the aunt said it was the equivalent of somebody going 100 miles an hour and just smashing into a wall. That's how bad his brain injuries were.
Like a car wreck. Yeah. That's unacceptable.
There shouldn't be no language barrier. Here in Vegas, we have what's called a language line, and it covers every language in this world.
Yeah.
So if we're dealing with a person that we can't understand, we call the language line, the interpreter's on the line, and we're talking. So that should not happen.
Even in hospitals, they now have like iPads with the person just shows up and, like they just ring a number and then you have somebody that at least you look at, through an iPad. I mean, I know. And it's so sad because they're really being told to just stay quiet. They had just that day that we had the standout on the 13th, had just gotten his car back and his clothing back from the academy.
What?
Like, I kid you not. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Something's so fishy.
Something is so fishy. Yep.
Now I'm wondering if they're gonna. Now this is just a theory. I'm wondering if they're gonna just try to make everything just go away and offer the family a lot of money and say, we don't know what happened to your boy, blah blah blah, but here's a lot of money. I'm wondering if because it's been 2 months. no questions, or they have lots of questions, no answers. They're not giving us
Exactly.
anything, or the family anything at all. Like if that was my kid down there, yeah, I'd be like, what happened? Why am I not getting answers? To me,
Right.
that's a problem.
Let me
So
say,
there's
let
a
me say,
reason they're not giving him the answers yet. We all know the answers, but there's a reason they don't want to give them yet, and I'm wondering why
Exactly.
is that?
listen, as being Latino from the Mexican side, my mom and dad would not settle for money
Right.
to find out what happened to their son.
I
So I agree with you, Brian. They might try that, but it won't
I'm
go
not saying they're
nowhere.
going to accept it. I'm just
Right.
wondering. I wonder if their first
Yeah. I
reach
wouldn't
out is
doubt
going to
it.
be, hey, let's give you 25 million or 10 million, whatever. Here's a lot of money, and but
Yeah.
here's the caveat: it's going to be sealed, and nobody will ever know.
Yep.
Right. And the
I'm
aunt
just
tried to
wondering.
ask them, like, hey, what's going on? And the cop stood there and just turned around and walked away. Couldn't even look her in the eye because she's like, you were responsible to take
Mm-hmm.
care of him.
Yeah,
And he
Mm-hmm.
said, well,
something.
I wasn't in the building. She goes, but you're still responsible for to
Yeah.
make sure that he's safe. And
Yeah.
and he just
Yeah.
literally walked away from her, gave her, because you know how it is when you're
Wow.
Spanish and you give somebody your back, like that's an
Yeah.
insult. Like,
It is.
I'm sure.
It is.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So we had a really huge standout at the Norfolk County DA's office.
Good.
Again, it was a combined standout, and when there was like 150 of us out there
Nice.
just
That's
trying
good.
to bring it, because a lot of what these cases have in common is that they were all investigated by the same Norfolk County
Yep.
DA's office.
Yep.
So the same investigators with Sandra Birchmore, Justin Root,
Yeah.
and Officer John O'Keefe were all done by the same office.
Now,
Right.
maybe they're not saying anything because the FBI is still investigating.
Right.
Could be very, very
Could be.
dirty there.
Yep. So
Well, you have power with numbers, that's for sure.
yes,
Yeah.
and that's why we really included all these 4 people behind me in all the standouts, because they're just as important, and
You
we
can't
just
forget
want to
about
bring
them.
away. No, you
You
can't.
can't
That's the
forget about them.
thing. You can't.
So,
But anyways, well, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for calling
thank
in.
you, man. Thank you
No
for coming in.
problem.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for
Anytime you're
support.
welcome.
Thank you.
Keep up the
Thank you
fight
for
too, okay?
yes, yeah, no, trust me, we keep going to standouts. We all do our little part in this movement. I mean, there's a lot of people that can go there every single time, and whenever we're all doing our part to make
Yeah.
sure that we're showing up. I mean, there's weekly standouts here that are
Yeah.
like scheduled. So we're going to continue to show up, continue the fight, and hopefully get justice for the victims.
Well, producer Steve keeps telling us that all the donations that we're getting is going to a fund so we can try to go up there. So
Oh,
we're trying to
nice.
build up there. We're trying to go up there.
And we thank you for your support and covering this case. I watch you guys all the time. You guys are doing an amazing job and breaking down the
Thank you.
testimony, because, when you sit through a trial, and even though, like, I would watch it during the day, and then at night I'd recap it with all the YouTubers and law tubers, you still a few months later forget all the little details and how everything kind of went into this.
Yeah.
So we
Right.
appreciate you guys, taking an interest in Massachusetts, and, continuing to speak up. And, you guys have a lot of people that, trust and you guys
Wow.
tell it like it is. You know what I mean? You
Right.
guys aren't trying to, because they were a fellow officer, like you're just saying that this is the way we do it, and this is the way it should have been done. And yes, we're in 2 different states, but at the end of the day, common sense, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
People are people.
right.
People don't
And I
change.
don't know anything about cops or what their job entails and everything that they do, but I know that collecting evidence in solo cups from another cop that lives across the street is not it. Like,
It's pretty fucking stupid.
right.
We can all say it. It's pretty stupid. I mean, come on.
Right.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
it is
And then
stupid.
inverted
Beatrice.
videos
It's
and
very
right.
stupid.
Right.
And he shouldn't have done that. That was stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot, and then so many different branches off that initial story that has gone on. Like, I don't know if you guys got into the whole rubber ducky thing,
Yeah.
but we had somebody who, I mean, I actually met him at the standout, and like, they did a 6-month investigation on rubber duckies, but then poor Justin Root got 30 days.
Yeah.
Executed by the police, and that's
Yeah.
all he got. Like, to the family, you know how insulting it is
Yeah.
to say that rubber duckies got a better investigation than their loved one. It's
Slap in the
heartbreaking.
face. The slap in the
It
face.
is. That's a tough one. Yeah, that's a tough one.
But again, thank you guys for taking an interest in Massachusetts. And, you know, I feel like we kind of have a bad rep, but I guess it goes on everywhere. But when you're unaware of, you know, this stuff, it's like you don't know what you don't know. And definitely, you know, we appreciate you guys taking an interest and covering this case, and, you know, free Karen Reed and justice for all the victims.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Boston is a lot like Vegas. It's filled with a lot of great, hardworking people. Just sometimes there's bad circumstances. That's all.
Right.
But people are people. That's why we can be with you all the way out here, even though you're back east. We're all people.
Right.
And we
I
all just
agree.
want the same thing.
Well said. Well said.
All right.
Thank you
Well,
so
thanks
much.
again,
Thank you.
gentlemen.
Thank you, ma'am.
Nice talking to you.
You too.
Bye.
Be safe.
Thanks. Bye.
Oh, sorry. All right. I got 3 more things real quick, and I'm done. I'll shut up. I'll get off screen. And
Okay.
we can go do what we gotta do. But we got some coffee. We got 3
I needed
coffees
some.
from Sandy. I know I'm dry too. We got 3 coffees from Sandy RN from NorCali.
Thank
She
you,
said
ma'am. Thank you.
your channel is truthful and respectful. Thank you for being vulnerable and honest, Gonzo, Brian, and Steve.
Thank you.
And
You see who was first? You see who was first? Gonzo.
You're the
Brian,
most
and
important
then
one.
Steve.
well, that's alphabetical, right? G, B.
Well,
Damn it, Steve! You always screw me up, dude.
alphabetical would be B, G, Steve. It'd be Brian.
I know that was a joke.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Because Gonzo's learning the alphabet currently, so in English. And then I love you, Gonzo. And then we got 10 coffees from Anonymous.
Whoa.
And Anonymous says first time listener, and I love the channel so far. I will definitely be back. Thank you for your service and for reinforcing that there are great officers in the world.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anonymous, and
thank you, ma'am, sir.
Sandy.
Sandy.
And one more thing. Gonzo just mentioned our Massachusetts fund. So we got $30 from Blessed in Texas.
Let's go.
She's back. She says, "Here's money to get you to Massachusetts."
Wow.
Thank you.
We're going to
Thank you.
Boston,
Thank
people.
you. We're almost there. $30. We can get to Uber to airport, but that's a start.
We'll hitchhike. We'll hitchhike across the whole country. The 3 of us.
No,
It'll be like a
thank
movie.
Thank you very, very, very much.
We wouldn't make it, son. We wouldn't make it.
Sure, we would. First person that
You'd
picks us up, we
you'd-
take their car.
you'd freeze to
We
death.
drive to Massachusetts.
Is
You
hitchhiking
see?
legal?
See how easy it is, G?
Yeah, you're right. What's the last one there?
And then 1.99 pounds
Let's go.
from B. She
Let's
says,
go.
"Love watching you guys. Greetings from the UK."
UK, welcome.
Hey, UK.
All day.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. I had a blast. Thank you so much.
Hey, Steve, thanks
Thank
for putting this together for us, man.
I'm
Appreciate it.
gonna.
Steve, thank you.
Thank you guys. You are awesome. I'm
Thanks.
gonna get off screen, and you can tell everyone.
Okay.
Get lost.
Okay.
Bye, guys. Thank you. Right along.
Later, dude. Thank you. Thank you. Right along. Wow. That was fun, dude.
That was fun. That was what, almost 2.5 hours.
Dude, the community is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they're willing to, be vulnerable, pop on with us, coppas, right?
No, it's hard. It's hard to throw yourself on camera in front of the world. It is.
Yeah.
It's very difficult sometimes.
I had to get my pillow and sit on so I could be taller.
I knew you were sitting on something. I knew it. Gonzo's always sitting on something, people.
Yeah,
America,
exactly,
Right along.
exactly.
He's always sitting on something. In the police car, he always had his ticket book.
Yep.
He used to sit on his ticket book. So instead of sitting here, he'd
Gotta
be
look the
sitting up here
part,
like this.
son. Gotta look the part, dude. Come on now. No, but I really appreciate everybody joining us today. I know it's a Saturday, people got errands to do, but for them to spare a few minutes, a couple hours with us,
Whatever. Correct.
this train wreck, get on this train, it's gonna wreck somewhere.
It's a crazy train. It's a crazy train.
Yes,
Whether
sir.
you watched
Yes,
for
sir.
10 minutes or the whole thing, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
It's our pleasure to do this.
And it's important for us to say this, B. We're unscripted, and we're going to be unscripted all the time.
Yep.
We're not going to know everything all the time, right?
Nope. Nope.
So if
Don't need
forgive
to.
us, forgive us if you ask us a question and we look at each other like, what?
Yeah.
We're not gonna know everything, but we'll give you what we think, our opinion and our advice, right?
Correct.
That's the only thing we got. And we got 20 years of seeing that shit, right?
Correct.
Well, actually 40 years combined, right?
Yep.
So we're gonna do our due best to keep it true and straight.
Correct.
So
Correct.
thank
Yeah.
you guys. B, you got anything there, buddy?
We are who we are. Can't change who we are. Like you said, we don't know. We know a lot, but we don't know everything. But we do know. But we do know police work.
Yeah.
Believe that. We do know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
All right, you ready to wrap this up?
Remember, badoosh that button, boys and girls.
Badoosh that like button. Steve likes it a lot when you badoosh the like button, smash it, do whatever you got to do.
That's got to do something with the algorithm, right?
Yeah, who knows? Who gives a shit? Anyway, follow, subscribe, share, like, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching.
And for those who are still serving, stay safe out there.
Make a difference in someone's life. Stay classy, Las Vegas.
Or wherever you're at.
Or wherever you're at. Stay classy. You don't have to be in Vegas to be classy. Right?
Oh, always. I have to say always. God dang it.
You messed
I'm
it
off
up,
my
Chief.
I missed my game up, dude.
How hard is it to say have a safe tour duty? You see what I got to work with, people? You see what
I
I'm
know.
dealing with here?
I know. I apologize. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you the next time.
We'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
This camera always